So after you guys had a successful session of catching Pokemon and, well, catching Pokemon and some shopping, um, you guys head through the forest, and you're still in the forest when you notice a clearing start to open up. A sign says, "Welcome to Aura." This town looks interesting, to say the least. While where you came from, Panside looks like a pretty decent starter town, quite modern, quite thing. This town almost looks stuck in time. Old buildings that might even be hundreds of years old. The building in the center, a library, and a large one at that, to help you find the info. Um, People walking around the town do what the everyday thing, but y- you see a couple glances looking at you, kind of like you're weird. People don't visit or often, so why would you?
Are the
That's what you see
looks
walking into the town.
Okay.
Anything you'd like to
interesting?
do?
Um.
Does it seem like the looks are like that we like are they actually stuck in time or like do we look too
No,
modern for them or like what's going on
most
here?
of the people are dressed modernly. This just seems like a historical town,
Muse is just gonna
basically.
smile and wave, like, "Hi."
Um, a child from who was walking near about bounces over to you. Is just like, "Hi, welcome to Aura. We don't get many visitors here, but this is our town. Or if you didn't know this, Aura was actually the first town of that ever came of the Oroni region.
So are you guys like a historical site?
The town kind of is, mostly the library though. Um, to be fair, the librarian knows almost anything you could want about this region. Like, knows the whole history of the region. The librarian's the guardian of this town, sorry. The library is like the main town building. But yeah, not exactly. People still live here. This is still a normal town, but unless you count her, but yeah.
Well, thanks. I think that we should probably visit that. I mean, uh and sorry, remind me, is it uh Varus or Igneous who is also like me and was transported?
Varys.
Varys.
Varus.
Varys.
Um I kind of look
Yeah.
towards Varus and be like, we don't know anything about this area, so I guess we could start with its history.
I have to
Yeah.
agree with you on that because we need to know our way around better so we can be able to help with this mission.
Um, Dawn, are there any Pokemon wandering around the town?
You see some Pokemon, but most of them are with their trainers a lot. There don't seem to be many wild. The only Pokemon that seems to be almost alone is near the library. You see a Celebi.
I'm
Mhm.
gonna send out Pan and just see if it wants to socialize with any other trainers, Pokemon, or any
Oh, yeah.
people nearby.
By the way, I should be saying this. So Oricorio might be like flying near me if I have it out, but almost actually if how big is Oricorio? Is it like a small bird or
Child, like a child.
Yeah, it's the
okay.
size of a child. Yeah.
Okay. So I mean Chatot's gonna be like on my shoulder. That is but like I have Chatot like perched on my shoulder. Oricorio might be a little bit big to do that on my other shoulder. But it's probably like fluttering, like hovering kind of around me. Maybe sometimes landing on my head. Uh,
Let me look
when
how
it
much
doesn't
does
want
an
to fly
Oricoil
anymore.
weigh. Oricoil weighs 7.5 pounds, and it's 2 feet tall.
Okay. would that be able to be fine to land on my head, or is that like too
Land
much?
on your head, yes. Or, stay on your shoulder, bit too tall. You know
Yeah,
what I
like
mean?
I said, I figured. So that's why I said Chata is perched on my shoulder. Chata, I'm pretty sure would be tiny
Yeah.
enough to be able to perch on my shoulder.
But
Orikorio wouldn't. Orikorio probably is either kind of flying around me, maybe dancing on the ground, or slightly in the air, or is landing on, or is perched on my head. Why? I don't know. I've just decided that it's gonna be perched on my head.
but
Thing is,
Yeah.
the thing is, as you say, your chat time will be perched on your head. My
No,
sorely will be on my shoulder.
yeah, Chatout's on my shoulder, Orikorio's on my head. I have two birds. Spinda, I don't know actually. What is Spinda doing?
it usually
'Cause for some
spins and throws up.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
probably. Oh gosh, wait. Okay, Spinda's probably like kind of dancing in. No, that's what it is. Spinda's kind of dancing in circles while it's mostly moving forward with us. Sometimes Oriokorio has to nudge it. Shoutouts just fine chilling on my shoulder. But I'm like, I feel like I'd have my Pokemon out. So
Here,
I could
B,
just not. Yeah,
look in PTU, the
yeah. No, I
chat.
see. It's mostly gonna be, when I'm standing, like if it keeps moving and because it doesn't realize I stopped, Orikorio's gonna help corral it. But for the most part, it's just kind of following me. And
Yeah, I think Colchis is a bit too big just to have out in the town. That's why I'm sending out Skiddo.
I've
One of
definitely got.
the kid who was talking to you guys runs up to Skiddo. He's like, "Hi, are you the Skiddo from the forest?"
Yes, I recently caught Pan. I'm wanting to make them big and strong so they can return and protect their friends.
Yeah, Pan sometimes. This is the center of the forest, so Pan comes through this town often.
wait, no.
Actually,
What if Spinda's riding on? If you have Pan out a lot, I don't know if you do, but if you do, then Spinda's riding on Pan.
I
Remember,
will, because Pan
I
is
remember
a more sociable Pokemon.
because Spinda was from the forest as well. So Spinda's probably just riding on Pan.
I'm assuming, Dawn, that in this lighthearted campaign, you're probably not paying attention to like the darker aspects of Pokemon Pokedex entries.
no. If you catch a Spoink, it can stop bouncing without it dying.
Okay. I was like, I didn't remember if it was Spoink or Spinda that it was like if it stops moving, it dies.
Yeah, I'm not going to kill off a Spoink.
I've definitely got Celestia like kind of by me. And like if I'm gawking in one direction, she's gawking in the other, and you can just see us like switch looks and switch positions.
I love
Uh
it.
my bounce suite is in my arms because this thing, both in the Pokemon universe and in the Pokemon sheet that I have, has a speed of 1. So if I let this thing walk on its own, it's going to be in this town by the time we're in the Elite Four.
That's probably accurate, is the funny thing, if you think of tile movement.
I'm yeah. So I'm probably while where you guys where she's gonna Musa's probably gonna be like, yeah, I'd like to go to the library too. I want to talk to the guardian. Do I know the guardian's name, Don?
You don't know much about this town's guardian, though this town is actually the neighboring town to yours.
That's why I was
This,
saying. That's
yeah,
why I was asking if I happen to know it.
no. All you know is this guardian is a bit more mysterious than most. While most guardians you can recall a name of, the
Yeah.
town of Aura's guardian seems to be a bit more reclusive, at least.
Yeah. She's gonna kind of say that I want to try to talk to this guardian. Um, see if do how much do I know about the Celebi?
All kids at this region are taught basic info about all of the mythicals because they guard
Okay.
the region.
Yeah. So I would know kind of that Celebi is a time travel
Yeah.
Pokemon. Okay. Yeah. And if if I can, she's gonna look towards the Celebi that you said is standing out, is like outside the library.
Yep.
You know, if if I can talk to the Celebi, see if they can tell me if they know if anything like this happened before. Because like they're you know because you can see that like the problem that this is, they it's been clear this is super worrying for her. Like it's more or less like the her biggest concern now. Like almost the only thing she can think about
Um,
is the uh
she's
you
gonna
know
turn. Ruby's gonna turn to Musa. Isn't that one of the mythical guardians that the professor
yeah,
talked about?
yeah, that's Celebi. um it's definitely a good sign to see that it's okay.
Yeah, I
uh
mean, but what is it doing out here without its? I mean, obviously it's a mythical Pokemon. It's probably very powerful, but so was Manaphy and Fiona, I assume.
mhm. um
Maybe she doesn't know.
Maybe there's I could tell you the name of almost every single guardian and their Pokemon. I couldn't tell you anything about Aura. I know the name of the town. I know their guardian is I know that the guardian Pokemon is Celebi. I don't know much of anything about the guardian themselves. Um,
Well, only one way
which
for us to find out. Come on.
considering I live in the next town over, is kind of saying something.
A lot of talking, not enough saying hi to the librarian lady. Come on. And I'm just
Hopefully
gonna
we don't.
grab Moose's hand and just start walking.
Okay.
I
As
want
you
to.
guys are doing this, Celebi floats over to kind of see, new people in the town,
Hmm.
but kind of curiously.
She's gonna
And
kind of, she's gonna say hi to Celebi. Wait, okay, I decided on a thing. I don't know if I did this with Mew, probably because she didn't know what was going on. But I've decided she's she's gonna kind of sing a couple notes, like that Chadout's probably gonna mimic. I couldn't tell you exactly. It's a different sound to what she was saying before. Uh, like if you guys were hearing her in the forest. Uh, I'm not gonna try and do melodies every single time, but
the Celebi kind of circles around you guys, trying to see if, like, before you enter the library, as a fair, Celebi hearing the melody kind of almost looks to you as a kind of like understanding thing, you know what I mean? And then kind of like gives each of you like a little greeting of a little like a little like head nod with 1 minute. Brain is trying to explain what the Celebi is doing, but it's shit. And then does kind of a twirl around each of you, but a little bit of an extra twirl around one of you,
okay,
trying to get a look at one of you a bit more.
okay. Which of us?
Specifically, Ruby,
Oh,
the Celebi seems a bit
Oh.
more interested in.
Is it doing something like
Okay.
this, Dawn, in the PTU Mythical Ward?
Basically, yes. And it's kind of given an idea of trying to get, like, it's a psychic sense, trying to get kind of the vibes of each of you in a sense, and to make sure it's safe. But,
hi.
like, you know what I mean.
Sylvie, I don't want to be rude, but may I scan you with my Pokédex?
The Celebi just nods.
Okay, I
And
scan Sylvie.
as that happens, all of a sudden my Charcadet comes out of its Pokeball, looking
Oh.
at Celebi with awe.
The Celebi sees the fire, just backs away a tiny bit, just like, because Chocolate fire type, Celebi's just unsure.
I
I'm so sorry, Celebi. Blair here didn't mean anything about that. By that, it's just amused by you.
she Ruby just like sees it like floating around her, and it's like, you look like an.
No, thank you.
Celebi just looks offended at Ruby for that.
She's gonna say,
What?
Ruby,
No,
don't
I'm.
say that.
That's not a bad thing. I love onions. Onions are great. They go with almost everything.
Well,
You're the type of
Celebi
thing
then
seems to
giggles
like
a bit at
you.
that. Like you can see Celebi like visibly giggling a bit at that response.
Uh, sorry, I don't really know the social customs around here. I'm Ruby.
Celebi shakes your hand, like tiny Celebi hand shakes your hand kind of
Oh
thing.
my god, tiny handshake.
uh,
She's gonna kind of, you know, Ruby and Ferris are here because of Hoopa.
Celebi nods and leads them towards the library.
now, Flair, stay with me, all right? We don't need you wandering off.
Yeah, I
mean,
don't
the
think any
last
of us
time
have
I
water
wandered
type
off, I
to
found
try
a
and help
great ball.
to put out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Celebi gives a warning look to Flair, as in you better dare not set aspire to a single book in this library.
And apparently, Flair nods in agreement.
Okay.
Just like entering this library, it's like straight up the Beauty and the Beast scene of like but everybody is Belle.
Yeah, probably.
This library is massive, by the way, and ancient for the region. It's one of the oldest buildings in the entire region. And you can tell. Like, obviously, it's been refurbished to make sure it stays standing, but you can tell that how old that this building is very old, right?
Uh,
I'm gonna send out Coronas and see if they see anything shiny to lead me to.
Coronis does spot something, but not exactly. I messed up. Give me a second.
It doesn't have to be. It just spies anything interesting.
Glint of something. There was a glint that Coronis noticed.
I want to head over to the glint they notice.
You see a girl around your age. It was reflected off the girl's glasses, by the way. You see a girl around your age sorting through books.
Um,
I'm gonna try and make a little bit of noise so not to startle her and introduce myself. Hi, I'm Igneous.
Oh, hi, I'm Zoe. Are you here to check out a book?
I'm. My whole group is pretty much new to this town, so I wanted to learn more about it, and this seems like the place to go.
um, Muse is gonna start wandering over. Um, she's gonna kind of look at Zoe. By the way, are you gonna share a picture of what Zoe looks like, or describe Zoe?
I probably should share the picture, but I have made Zoe in Infinity Nikki for both.
Yes.
Know.
And share whichever of the pictures you have saved that you wish.
Okay, send it here. If you look in PTU and Mythical World, you will find a picture of Zoe.
oh yes,
Um,
I have seen her.
um, she's gonna kind of like look at Zoe's like attire, and then look at Celebi, is Celebi still with us?
Celebi is with you guys, but has
Okay.
followed Igneous over to where Zoe is.
Well, yeah, Muse has kind of gone over as well. Once she hears Igneous talking, she's gonna come over. Are you the guardian?
Oh, yeah, I'm the guardian of this town here.
This is Zoe,
and
by
the
the
librarian of
chat.
this library.
Joan.
Yeah.
You can see like Zoe's expression change at that question. Before, Zoe had like a gentle smile towards meeting a new person who might be interested in the books in the library, but now Zoe just looks tired,
Mm.
almost sad.
Are you okay?
Fine, being a guardian can be a lot sometimes, but I'm always happy to do it.
She
Based
kind of nod
on
because she's
I,
obviously Misa obviously isn't she isn't the guardian, but she probably knows the guardian of her town relatively well.
yeah, what you know about guardians though is Zoe would have only become a guardian recently, if anything, because of how young Zoe is. Zoe's
Mhm.
like 19 at most,
Yeah.
by the looks of it.
You look like you're our age. The the guardian I know is older. Have you been a guardian long?
It's complicated, to say the least.
I'm sorry to
Are you
go on.
happy, Guardian?
Yes, in a sense, but after a while it can be a lot.
Is there
Oh,
anything like we could do to maybe take some of that weight off your shoulders?
There's not much. The way guardians work in this world is basically once you're a guardian until the mythical chooses someone else.
I'm sorry to.
I have been a guardian for hundreds of years. Celebi keeping me young.
Mm,
Oh, I can
I've
see
been
why you'd
around
be
since
tired.
the region was founded.
it's okay.
That's wild.
Celebi's never found a new guardian.
Do you know
Well,
anything about what's been happening to other guardians? We stopped someone
well,
trying to
so
steal Mew, and we heard about Manaphy
well,
going
so yeah,
missing.
we know. Actually, yeah. Do we know what happened to the Manaphy and Fiona's guardian, or just Manaphy and Fiona?
You have no idea about what happened to the guardian.
Okay. Um, we kind of uh we kind of came here to talk to you about. Have you heard that Manaphy and Fiona have gone missing?
I heard about that recently. Hopefully no others go missing, but
So
Manaphy and Vio were probably the easiest for Team Phantom to take of all the mythicals.
Team
We
Fan.
were. She'll kind of gesture at the group. I don't know. I guess it seems everyone else has come over at this point. She's gonna kind of gesture at the group and say, "We were summoned by Professor Cypress, and we stopped somebody from taking you. It was semi close, but thankfully we managed to protect her. Um,
Yeah, we know
and
Hooper knows something because they brought two
yeah.
of our friends from other regions here.
Hmm.
And
Oh,
that's yeah, that's why we're here to find out why we were brought here.
okay. Mythicals don't usually interfere like that. This might be bigger than the letters stated. This has never happened before. While Manaphy and Fiona are two of the most free roaming mythicals, in a sense, they this is far beyond that. If Mew was threatened, Mew, Celebi, and Hooper were the three first mythicals of the region.
Has anything weird been happening around the town? Because it sounds like they might be heading here next if they went after Mew nearby.
No, not recently. This town is one of the hardest to find in the region. Probably the second hardest. Trust me, there's a reason why most people don't complete the gym challenge in this region. Um, one of the gyms is tricky to find. The forest. Celebi guards the forest around here as well as the thing. If Celebi thinks someone knows someone's a threat, Celebi can make it hard for the town to be found.
That's good to hear.
So they're trying to capture Mythical. There must be something that they're capable of doing or creating or even destroying that other Pokemon are not. Well, I mean, hey, we're in a library. Uh, Ruby's gonna run up to Celebi. Okay, buddy, you know this place way better than I do. I'm looking for the mythical Pokemon section of the library.
And
Muse is just gonna kind of like smile
Celebi just
watching this.
giggles, and Zoe's just like, Zoe just looks almost confused. Celebi just like looks to Zoe as if confirmed, and Zoe gives a small nod to Celebi, and Celebi leads you guys towards the back, towards a door.
Special door.
Special door.
yep.
Zoe was following you guys and looks. A lot of our books with more information are in a section that can only be chosen by those that can only be accessed by those who are vetted by either me or Celebi. Celebi seems to trust you guys, so, and if the professor sent you here, I'm going to trust you.
Also, a little out of character. If there's any higher books, my Skittle has threaded.
Well, yes. Also, I have 2 birds.
You guys have 4 birds between you.
Yeah.
Meg's the only one without a bird.
They might not
No,
want to
Burb.
send out a sticky finger teddy or so, because it might either steal something with pickup or get honey on everything.
I think I am gonna swap out Celestia for Connie because walking around through a library with a pony is probably not the greatest idea.
Yeah.
Connie is at the very least like the size of a relatively large stuffed bear, so that's probably. Um, and she's just like Ruby is just like vibrating at the thought of like being in this restricted section of a library.
So, you notice when you go into the library has a bunch of different books. And some of them look to be normal factual books, and some of them look to almost be journals. But the journals kind of give off a weird feeling,
Oh,
like some sort of magic connected to them.
Ignis is going to
okay.
see if any of them calls to him.
You notice a red journal, right?
Muse is gonna wander over to the journals as well, just
Um, so
out of curiosity.
you notice a red journal that you have actually seen before, but not here. You see this journal whenever you saw your guardian. A journal your guardian carried, but why would that be in the library?
I want to ask Zoe where this journal came from, because I've seen it before.
Oh, so each of these journals are connected to a journal in each of the towns. They are journals of from the Guardians. These are technically auto-updated archive versions.
Oh, so I'm going to pick up the red one and also look around to see if there's any maybe blue ones with Manaphy on front. Maybe it might tell us where Manaphy went.
Okay. She's gonna kind of, so Musa wandered over to these journals as well. Um, kind of start the same sort of search, even if she sees one that she recognizes. Gonna kind of mostly look for the, if there's anything related to the. She'll actually voice this and say, maybe, unless did you say did you say something about that, Igneous?
Yes, but like if these are auto updated, it might tell us what Manaphy is or how they're doing if they're safe.
These are, by the way, as it was stated, these are written by the Guardians, not by the Pokemon. Like the Guardians of the Pokemon.
Might still
But
let us know what happened to the Guardian, if anything.
it might give
Yep.
us some clue.
You do find one that you find one that's it's not the only blue one to be fair, but there is a blue one with like almost silver swirls on them to look like waves.
Okay.
That seems
Really,
to feel
like
like
we can
one.
only read one book at a time. So you guys do that. Connie, we're looking for books about just generally what mythical Pokemon can do.
Celebi zips out and zips back in with a general mythical book. Like this is like the general book in the normal library. You know what I mean?
Oh, perfect. She's gonna start with that because she's not very like well versed on mythical Pokemon just in
Yeah.
general.
This
So
is this book is basically, like you have those books for little kids that are basically your first guide to this. This
absolutely.
is those little kids' first guide to mythical books.
Oh, and this is
Everyone
perfect
that
for
these
Ruby
regions learn from. Okay? That
because
these
like
regions.
the room that we're in is like advanced calculus, and Ruby's never done her times tables. So
Yeah,
like she's like, "Oh, thank you. I didn't want to like ask, but like you have no idea how good this is." Meanwhile, Connie is still searching the room cuz tiny baby doesn't really know what the hell. Um and should I roll a d20 for what she picks up?
Sure, let's see what Connie finds in this library.
You get 2 ends instead of that, don't you, Mad?
I do. Uh I think it just
11.
I think that is once again a Pokeball.
It is barely.
1 minute. Let me look up Pokeballs.
You know, here, since you're probably going to be rolling this a lot, I'm going to pin it in the PTU channel as well.
Oh, thank you. Cuz yeah, I have it pinned in the group chat.
So you've so Teleasa finds a dream ball. Actually, no, I just realised you
Was
can't
it a
really do
dream
that
ball or
because you don't
master
have the
ball
one.
in some universes?
True, not in this one. I'm trying to think what ball I want to give you. I was gonna do a dream ball, but then I realised doesn't exactly work because I don't think you have a way to put people's Pokemon to sleep.
No, if this were my other character, I would.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. You saw me use hypnosis.
Okay, you know what? It picks up, and this ball isn't that useful, but still, it picks up a friend ball. Can I stop
Oh,
that
I love
thing?
that.
I keep seeing that happen to you, Dawn. It's only about a half second.
Okay, so I keep clicking on the web browser Discord and screw with it, and I have to connect back on the Discord app. That's why.
Can't you close the web browser Discord for now?
Okay. But yeah. Also, Ben, if you want to search, you can technically quickly.
Sure. Let's do that. Just get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well,
I
that's
find nothing.
nothing.
I am very, very interested in just doing the research.
Yeah, you're doing research. You don't pick up anything today.
Unfortunately, Manaphy's not a dark type. He's have elemental connection dark type that might have helped.
So, as you're looking, I guess you guys have picked up the Manaphy journal.
I've also picked up the
Yes.
red one.
Yeah, this red one also has blue on it out of interest, by the way. It's not a pure red. like some of the other, like each of them kind of represent their mythical in colors wise. So that's why I said that. Um, so as you flick through the Manaphy book, you notice most of its normal journal entries started a few hundred years ago, from different guardians. But the most recent was a couple weeks ago. And it says this. Maybe the other guardians were right with the way they did things. I did things differently, and Manaphy and Field are gone. Maybe keeping them in a Pokeball was the best idea, catching them like most all the other Guardians do, but that's just never the way I did things. We always worked together, but they were always free to do what they wanted. And maybe that was my downfall.
Like, first of all, that
Maybe I
doesn't
wasn't
sound.
the right fit to be a Guardian like the ones before.
As y'all are looking at it, Flair tugs on my pen sleeve and points towards a different book in the other area of the restriction section.
Oh, what book are you looking for?
It apparently Flair is looking towards a purple with a bit of black looking binding book.
Wait, is that the journal section or the normal section?
Looks like the normal section.
Oh, yeah. Zoe looks at you and is like, "Oh, the book on Marshadow." Yeah, that's not one of the journals, but it does have a bit of information about what Marshadow does and a bit about the town. Honestly, that town is a tricky one to get to, I'd say. As I mentioned, this is the second hardest town to get to, but trust me, I wish you luck on getting to where Marshadow is.
Hey, never underestimate our ability to absolutely wander our way into somewhere we're not supposed to be.
Honestly, we're probably gonna
Well,
meet Giratina randomly and end up in the distortion world.
And
because
as you say
honestly,
that, sorry, go ahead.
Marshallow's going to need to be part of your. You're going to need to get there if you want to take on the gym challenge. Anyway,
Well, as you say that, uh, Flair is jumping up in joy and laughing.
I This is all really interesting. Zoe, do you have Celebi in a Pokeball?
yes, I do. The Guardians have captured all but one Guardian captured their mythical, but the mythical can still leave whenever they want. It's a special type of Pokeball that can break if needed.
Oh, that's interesting. Can it be okay? Just because I know that there are people who are coming after you guys, can it be forcibly broken?
No, not that I know of. No one's ever tried.
So they would either have to convince them to leave of their own volition, or I don't know, is mind control possible in this world?
Yeah, it kind of is. There is also some beings higher than um, the mythicals, the guardians of the region, to say the least. The mythicals guard the towns, but we have a few Pokemon that are guarded by a few Pokemon that guard the region altogether. If one of those Pokemon were to be um, if one of those Pokemon were to get under control of one person, that might have the power to break the connection of the Pokeballs.
Okay. Uh, Interesting. Well, I think if they had that kind of power right now, we'd probably have heard about it.
And you
Honestly,
probably they
we
probably would have got you. And
honestly
wouldn't have
we
had to try to fight us.
we haven't seen one of the Region Guardians in a while.
Which guardian is this? Do I know? Like
You
do I
know
know
the
anything
Region
about this?
Guardians, there are 3 of them,
Okay.
much like a legendary trio in Thing. It is a legendary trio from the base games, actually. You know that the Guardians are life, death, and balance, respectfully. Xerneas, Yveltal, and Zygarde.
Okay. She's gonna kind of look at Zoe. Wait, which one's missing?
Yveltal.
Her eyes go like massive. Cause that's the death one, right?
Yeah, that's the death one.
Yes, yeah.
You've
Okay,
just basically been told the god of death is missing.
yeah, no,
Just
like
to put it this way.
The
more
Grim
so, yes.
Reaper is missing?
Like her I don't think that was me more out of character confirming this. You guys see Muse's. I don't know if Igneous knows this,
Would
but
I?
like
I think I would.
You would
you
know about
probably
the
know.
Region Guardian.
Yeah, Muse's eyes go like almost bug eye, like pop out of her head wide. That's not good. She's gonna kind of look at the other two and go, "I don't know if you guys know this. That's basically there's 3 guardians. They represent life, death, and balance. Yveltal represents death.
So,
If that's missing, that's not good."
does that mean, like... I'm sorry, I'm just gonna give the stupid question and you guys kind of pivot me. Does that mean no one can die?
I don't care if isn't Yveltal more like a ferryman in a way, Don?
I'd say yes. People can still die, but Yveltal is kind of like no longer protecting the region. You know what I mean? Yveltal is one of the protectors.
But why
That's...
would someone want to do this?
They think they can.
They
I mean, would capturing Yveltal somehow give them power over death?
have power over the mythicals.
Oh no.
That's not
Yveltal's
good.
power over death. This is very just good. Yveltal's power over death is strong, but with the mythicals around them, Arceus might be the final goal.
Um, I want to just with Selby. Selby, did you notice anything weird with Yveltal before they went missing? Since I'm assuming the mythicals meet up with the trio at times.
Celebi kind of looks just like, and you guys then hear a voice in your head and it's like, has Yveltal started disappearing slowly, appearing less and less as we met up, but almost like I heard from you at least that, and this is like Celebi speaking in your head, right? I heard from you at least that
My head or all of ours? Just
all of
everybody?
your heads,
Okay.
you're hearing Celebi speak through psychic
Mhm.
powers, right? I heard Mew at least say it was almost like there was something blocking Yveltal. The almost like um almost like control, but it wasn't working fully. I don't think they could control Yveltal fully, at least not yet.
Well,
And it might
that's
only be a matter
good.
of time.
They
So,
don't have full control.
Ruby at this point is sitting at a desk, with an open blank notebook and a pen. Where she got them, don't ask.
Zoe has spares. Zoe could have just passed them to Ruby.
She just has acquired them. Um, she has like pushed down glasses. They're not functional whatsoever. Um, and she goes, "Okay, so we're looking at 3 possible scenarios here. 1, big mean bad guy want powerful Pokemon. Pretty basic.
Yeah.
2, big mean bad guy want control over death. or the ability to ferry people to the other side. A little bit complicated. Not really sure if these guys are smart enough to do that.
And what's number 3?
There's a possibility that Yveltal was captured not because of what it can do, but because of what happens in its absence. Yusa, you said life, death, and balance.
Mm-hmm.
So, can the balance Pokemon do what it needs to do if there is no balance between life and death?
She's gonna kind of like look like confused, concerned, and then look at Zoe. Like she doesn't have an answer to this.
I'm sure. Maybe it depends on how much power the Pokemon still has. If Celebi's right and the Pokemon still has some control, yes.
Sorry, dog.
But
I'm sorry. Sorry, this is unrelated.
I like how you'll make a reference to that, and I know others may make a reference to something else with that name.
Also, how would we know? Would I know quite a bit about the other legendary trio, like Xerneas?
Well, you and I
You,
probably have roughly the same knowledge of things.
Because I'm wondering if I
yeah,
would
you
know
know
if
the basics.
would I know that tonight Xerneas sleeps as a giant tree, and this might be worse than we think. If all that's left is Zygarde, potentially.
You would know that the both of the legendaries can shut down, except Zygarde, basically.
I'm gonna
There,
pass that on to Varys and Ruby because
Are you
this
gonna
might be
include
worse
this
than I
in our
think.
conversation?
Zoe,
Sorry, I
isn't
tuned
there
out. What was? I'm sorry. Can we back up 2 seconds? Because
good?
you guys, I have other sound going on. The game we were watching was over, but the next game is playing, and it's a little bit distracting. Just in my brain will sometimes focus on that if I'm brain is checking out of the conversation. I missed what Zoe said in response to my non-question. What did
Like,
Zoe say?
Zoe was like, if the power's not fully gone, then no, then Zygarde should be fine. But from what I heard from Celebi, it's a matter of time. Yveltal can only fight so long. Yveltal's not fully under its control, but from what I've heard, since not long before Manaphy went missing, the past month maybe, like the past month before Manaphy went missing, Yveltal seemed to be getting distant.
But
That's
Zoe, could,
good.
could there be a possibility of fourth thing we're not considering?
What's that?
Thing is, you're saying that Yveltal is Pokemon over death. What if whoever took Yveltal is also after the other two and wants to use their power for their own agenda?
It's possible. If they catch Xerneas while it's sleeping, that'd be a easier job to capture it.
Well, I mean, Varys, think about this for a second. Is it easier to pick up and throw an entire tower or just attack one of the load bearing pillars?
The low band pillar for sure, but
Yeah,
Xerneas is just would be a giant tree.
Yeah.
yeah. But thing is, what what if there's something that we're not seeing out of all this? We're missing something important.
I doubt it, but Zoe, is there any journals connected to Yveltal, Zygarde, and um Xerneas?
Only one, but yes, Zygarde and no, sorry, Xerneas and Yveltal don't have Guardian, but Zygarde does.
May I please see the journal to see if anything odd has been happening or if they've noticed anything? since Zygarde would probably notice stuff being moved out of balance.
Yeah.
Can I look at the Veltal one? See if there's
There is
anything.
only Zygarde.
Oh,
Only
only Zygarde.
Zygarde has a
Okay.
journey. The other two do not have Guardian.
Okay.
So he brings down a special book that looks to be quite big, and there isn't much about it, just that the Guardian has noticed Zygarde has been off, as in worried. You see the last entry was like, from what I know, Yveltal is gone. Not fully, they see Yveltal sometimes, but Yveltal's disappearing.
I'm thinking,
Zygarde, Yveltal, and Xerneas usually stick together. So one of them disappearing is weird.
I'm gonna
Yveltal doesn't want to have Zygarde doesn't want to have to do it, but Zygarde might even have to try and use its full power to try and get Yveltal back if this continues.
Igneous is going to look at Ruby, Varys, and Musa. We might want to contact the professor with some of the stuff we've learned. It seems bigger than even us. Yeah,
Yeah, I
we'll call them
agree.
Mythicals.
She's gonna kind of look at Mew, or not Mew, because Celebi was talking in their heads, and it's probably been hearing conversation, not necessarily like reading their mind conversation, but hearing the conversation. And she's gonna ask Celebi, "Is there any way you can tell Mew to tell Professor Cypress what we've been talking about here?"
Don't we have phones with our Pokédex?
Also,
Yes,
that,
you
but
guys do have phones.
that is true. That also probably works.
Ruby's gonna take her like not Rotom phone out.
No,
Uh,
no, Rotom phones.
the
You
Rotom.
guys could give him Rotoms. You
Okay,
guys could
perfect.
give him Rotom phones. You can't use the Rotoms, but they're in your phone.
Perfect. She's gonna take hers out, moving to call the professor, and then realizing it's also part of the Pokedex. Um, Realizing that she was kind of like dancing around with Celebi outside, she forgot to clock Celebi in the Pokedex, and is going to scan and see this Pokemon has the ability to move through time. Records describing it as a forest deity that can be found from many different eras. Hey guys, I have an idea that might be so stupid it might just work.
What?
Oh no.
We need to see something that happened in the past, right? Hey
Are
Celebi,
you
I'm gonna hold
Celebi
up my
looks at you
Pokedex
and
entry and I'm gonna be like, so is this true?
are you really
Celebi
considering are you
gives a
really
half nod.
considering sorry.
It gives like a half
You go
nod.
first. Yeah.
Are you really considering asking Celebi to rewind go back in time to find out what really happened?
I mean, we could go with it to protect it, but I mean, Hoopa's already traveled us through space. I don't know what's possible and what isn't.
Yeah, but what about the timeline?
I'm not saying that we mess with anything. Unfortunately, we can't do anything about it. What we could is kind of watch it, like a movie.
I don't know about this.
I'm gonna hand Sylvie my phone and ask if he can take a picture of anything odd it noticed near either Manaphy or your Veltal.
So I need to pull something up, so it might take a second. So Celebi kind of zips through time and gets a photo of like two people, right? These are
Okay.
people you have not seen before. One you see is a guy dressed in blue, blonde hair, about mid-20s, right? Um, and you notice that the guy's holding what almost looks like a modified Pokemon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And another one on his belt. Okay? The other
Yeah.
one you see is you see the back of this person. You don't even see like the face. What looks to be a woman, not much like a bit younger than him actually, probably about 22 at most. Um, long blonde hair, dressed in black and silver. You facing a machine of sorts that seems to have almost spectral chain connected to your belt.
That doesn't look good.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
forward a copy of this photo to Steve and see if they can give it to the professor.
Oh, okay, yeah, that works.
I figure
S-
Steve could do that.
Meanwhile, Ruby
Um,
is just fangirling. She's like, I did not actually think that would fucking work. Oh, you are so cool.
do you guys want? Do you guys want a picture, a front picture of the girl, the woman you
Sure.
saw?
Sure.
I'll send it in.
Sure.
It is stolen from a Pokemon fan game. This is not my art or anything. This is a Pokemon fan game.
A fun Pokemon fan game. Yes, Don mentioned it to me. I played a
Oh,
while back.
damn. Yo, look at this
This,
common rider ass chick.
You're not
that's who you
wrong.
saw from the back of at the event.
Oh
Also, while
my
that
goodness. Okay.
email is on the way, I'm also gonna show it to Zoe and see if Zoe recognizes anything.
Yeah. Showing Zoe is a good idea.
Zoe notices stuff. It's like, I remember her.
You guys are probably going to
He
get like
tried to do the gym
flashbang by a
challenge
very
a
large
few years
picture,
back.
but I'm going to show you guys real quick.
But when she got to my town, even then, very early on, this is she seemed angry almost. I don't remember much else. She didn't even come to the library. I saw her. She almost ignored this town, seeming angry but also determined. From what I've heard from Professor Cypress, getting her first Pokemon wasn't a good experience.
So I remember to find the name from Professor Cypress then.
Wait. Hold on. You said that she wasn't expecting the first Pokemon?
It
She's
wasn't a good
gonna.
experience.
Oh, wasn't a good experience. She's gonna kind of look at everybody. Didn't Professor Cypress say something about that? Was it a girl? It was a girl, right? A
Yes,
girl. Didn't Professor
who
Cypress
wanted a
say something about
mythical.
that girl who wanted a mythical Pokemon
Yes, he
as
did.
her starter? Could this be the same person?
It's very possible. Hopefully, Professor Cypress can get back to us with that. Also,
Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, I guess she decided to start punching up because she went from mythical to legend.
I'm also going to point out the
Yeah,
chains to Zoe. Does these look like anything that came from any Pokemon by chance? They don't seem natural.
not that I know of. That doesn't seem like it. It seems almost to recreate a Pokemon, but there's no way. I know that Pokemon is safe from the journals.
Which
Which Pokemon?
Pokemon?
That the fifth gym leader, Darkrai. Um, from what I heard, the girl that wanted the mythical, like you guys saying, was actually from Fantasia, home of Darkrai.
She.
Maybe she modeled it after the mythical that was the guardian of the town she grew up in.
This is very worrying. I'm going to look around at everyone else.
Cause
Darkrai is the mythical of nightmares, so I'm worried about Yveltal's health right now if they modeled the chains after it.
I can't. This is from my power of nightmares, and even if it's not the if those chains are modeled after Yveltal, or not Yveltal, Darkrai's powers enslaving. nightmares and death. This does not bode well.
No, it doesn't.
And she's gonna kind of like look at Celebi. Now, kind of, and she's gonna kind of go, uh, can I'm. She's like doesn't even know. She's like kind of stuttering over herself as she's trying to ask a question. Eventually, manages to kind of to stutter out like, "Is Meloetta okay?"
And
And we're probably going there next. But if you hear anything, can you please tell me? And like, cause now that we're having this conversation, like you guys were seeing this conversation, the more we talk about it, obviously everybody looks grim. She probably looks uber like terror, like almost petrified of this sort of conversation.
Ignis gonna go up to Musa and pat them on the shoulder. I don't think we're quite close enough for hugs, but I'm gonna try and give my support.
Mm-hmm.
As that
Celebi,
happens, okay.
sorry, you go ahead first. It's okay.
As that happens, Shadow comes out of its Pokeball, growling at towards the door. Wait, Shadow, what's wrong? And Varys heads to the door, and no one's there. But you asked Shadow. But Varys asked Shadow, what's wrong, Shadow? Was there something there that you were sensing?
Good.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, Shadow's your Absol.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind
Okay.
of confused. My brain's being confused now.
You know, Shadow is my absolute, yeah.
Look,
Uh,
Celebi reaches and gets one of the journals, and you see, and you see last page entry today, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard what's happening with the other mythicals and making sure Meloette's safe. Meloette stayed in the dance academy, stayed in the academy gym, teaching more students. I've heard actually, Meloette is also getting notes. It seems to be keeping in contact with other mythicals. Has heard from you that a friend, a student, I believe, an old student of mine, I believe, has been summoned to help. So hopefully this can be discovered. But for now, Meloetta is safe.
You kind of like lets out a breath, like thank goodness. And then she's still gonna kind of like look if anything happens, like she's like desperate. Like if something happens to Meloetta, please tell me.
Celebi nods and kind of does a gesture of a like ring to kind of say like Celebi has connections with Hooper and Hooper can get to them kind of sense.
oh, we
Mm-hmm.
should also. I mean, if we're going to be on this, Zoe, you should probably have our numbers.
yes,
Yeah,
I agree.
people.
Yes.
So he's like, of course. I don't use my phone often, but yeah. Here, Zoe gives each of them her number.
Mm-hmm.
You get the little like box at the bottom of the Pokemon Gold and Silver screens that is like you and trainer exchange numbers.
Yeah.
Also,
Um.
Zoe, if you can, let message all the other guardians who can be trusted about if they know any more info about any missing mythicals or anything happens with the guardians.
Zoe sends out. They kind of have a guardian group chat.
Yeah,
Hell
that
yeah.
would make sense.
That's the only thing Zoe uses the phone for. Is the guardian group chat.
I'm curious about all the nicknames because those are usually fun.
Zoe sends a message out and gets mostly confirmed, and then gets a message. Are any of you looking towards the phone?
Yes.
if
You
if
see a
this,
message from someone who comes off as surfer dude?
I love
It's
it.
just like,
What?
still haven't heard anything from Manaphy or Fiona.
But she's gonna kind of go. That's okay. Do you have a name for Manaphy and Fiona's guardian?
No, I don't. The only guardians I have names for are Zoe, Eliza, um,
And not mine.
yeah, and also Viola, and then obviously Dia, Annabelle, and Alindra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She goes. That would be Manaphy and Fiona's guardian, so he's okay.
It's good
That's
to hear
good
that
to
he's
know.
okay.
Not so good about the missing mythicals, but he's okay, so that's good.
I just thought so. I'm gonna try and gesture towards Selby. Selby, do you know if any of the mythicals are bound by any rules or anything? Because Hooper brought people here to help, but didn't really tell them anything.
The mythicals can help, but can't influence directly. They have to mostly stick to their kind of areas. They need to guard over their towns. They can move nearby, and for a good amount of time, they can leave. But Surfside is already seeing deterioration from
Terrorization,
Manaphy
like,
and Fiona being gone.
will the town be okay, or is there anything we can do to assist it?
The
Sorry,
town
Dawn.
is.
Sorry.
The town is. It's more like things are becoming more hostile. Like sudden more changes in temperature, the water's becoming more dangerous, the waves. It's an island town, and the waves are coming up higher than ever.
So from what I'm hearing, is that if a mythical who's taken away out of this area, a lot of disastrous stuff happens to that area.
It takes a while. Mythicals can leave that area for a while, and it also depends if a mythical is taken by force or by normal. I could leave Aura for a few months and it would still be safe.
Wait,
But
so
if someone took Celebi, it could only take like a week or two.
wait, if that's happening to one island because of a mythical, what's happening to the region because of your Veltal? Have we noticed anything?
That's a good
No,
point.
Well, I guess you really wouldn't
no.
notice anything unless you died, now would you?
Actually, from what we know, the difference is Yuval's still in the region somewhere. And
Oh,
also,
True.
I think from what we've heard, Yuvaltal isn't fully controlled. I think the region is safe for whatever happens with Yuvaltal, unless Yuvaltal's willpower breaks.
You're talking about drastic changes in temperature, like rising tides. Is there a mythical Pokemon with powers over the moon?
Oh,
There's ones of space, but none of the moon that I can think of. That's more legendary territory, and
would any
Lunala and Sgalio aren't guardians of this. They exist here, but they aren't. They don't have power over them.
would Igneous know about Darkrai and Cresselia's connection to the moon?
Not much. You know basics of Darkrai. You might know a bit about Cresselia, but as mentioned, Cresselia, most legendaries just kind of do their own stuff in this region.
so from what we know as of this moment, not just Manatee and Fiona have disappeared, but so has Yveltal.
Yes.
Malto's disappeared and is been taken, but isn't fully under control of what we're going to assume is Team Phantom.
Yeah.
So what we're
But
going to assume.
what we also know, I will say this, is I think I know where they went off to Manaphy and Fiona first.
Oh, is it somewhere nearby?
I think they know what we know why they went after Manaphy and Fiona first. I don't think they have figured out how to break the book rules yet.
Do you
I
know
think
if
you were supposed to be the test.
Do you know if Manatee and Fiona have like unique powers uh that could do something to Yveltal?
Honestly, not that I know of. Manaphy and Pio mostly control the waters nearby, honestly, and keep the ocean safe. They are the ones who talk to those like Lugia and Kyogre as well. They're the communication between, as I mentioned, legendaries don't do much, but they do help where they can. They work with the mythicals respectfully. That, except the Swords of Justice. The Swords of Justice are different, but yeah.
Um,
Wait, are these Pokemon or are these actual swords?
Both.
No, there's four Pokemon known as the Swords of Justice. One is a mythical, three are legendaries.
if
Um, they are
I
kind
know
of the second in command to the Yveltal Zygarde Xerneas group. The swords are.
I
Musa's gonna kind of if is it's you said that it was Lugia and Kyogre. Is it possible for the two that you mentioned, Lugia and Kyogre, is it possible that they can try to help the sea in Manaphy and Fion's absence to
They can try, but
try to at
yeah,
least keep the island from flooding?
yeah, I believe they can try. It would be tricky, but
Hey,
Manaphy and Fion hold most of the power, so
but even an attempt
yeah.
I
is
mean,
more
I'll
likely to
see if
save people.
Celebi can get a message along to another. There's I'll see if they can get a message to Keldeo. Another water mythical might be the best bet, and Keldeo's closer than asking for Canyon.
Anybody, anything that can help to Surfside. The last thing we need is that island getting flooded.
You okay,
Sorry,
Dawn?
water went down the wrong way.
Oh,
oh, you
Zoe.
hate
Come
to
on.
see it.
we don't need the Dawn getting flooded either.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like, of course, we can probably get hold of Keldeo. If not, then Volcanion. It's fine. Cardio's the best bet though. And then it's like we can get it under control at least a bit, but you can understand this is a time sensitive situation. You will need to meet up with all the guardians, check with each of them. You can take on the gyms on the way, and I know there's a contest in a couple
Yeah,
cities
she,
over, a couple towns over.
yeah, she Musa's gonna perk up a bit. Yeah, like I said, after this, we're probably gonna be heading to Melody.
Yeah,
Uh,
right on the other side of Melody, you will find Wishfield. There's a contest happening in there in like a week and a half
okay, I thought it was happening in
at
Melody.
most.
I thought it
Oh
was
wait,
happening in
no,
Melody.
it was happening in Melody. I
It's
forgot.
happening in Melody.
I
Because
forgot to say
Melody's
that
like,
though.
theater.
Yeah, yeah, because the
Melody's like a
theater's
theater.
doing a contest as well as
The
gym
theater and
battles.
dance. Yeah, yes.
I mean, I apologize out of character. I don't have my notes because they're on the tabletop sim.
What? A
Okay,
DM not remembering something that they said in a previous session? That's never happened before.
me trying to remember if you've done that in Daggerheart.
Oh, if I have, you guys have never known about it, but yes, several times. Where you're like, hey, didn't you say this before? Fucking probably. Uh,
Retconning for the win.
I think Ruby's gonna take a look around and see that the general vibe of the room is very somber. Especially with like Musa, uh, looking kind of sad, being like worried about the mythicals. There obviously being a very aggravated Pokemon of disaster. Um, and her whole cheerleader thing is going to come into focus. She's going to be like, well, Igneous, you asked a question of if there was anything that we could do. And I've got good news for you. There is. We can explore, get stronger, become a better part of a team, not only with our Pokemon, but with each other. We've been tasked on this mission, and I don't know about you, but me and Varys don't really have any way back. So we're kind of going forward, and I'm going to probably drag the rest of y'all with me. I have
Sound
already met a giant floating kitty. I have like a cotton candy pony that travels with me. Um, I met Celebi. I'm not gonna call you an onion again, but you are so adorable, and the time travel thing is just mint.
I'm not gonna call you an onion again. I'm sorry.
a bit off topic, but would there be any books in the library of previous travelers from other regions that Hooper's messed with?
Yes, that is. Wait. Oh, you're asking out character, or is your
Uh,
character asking that?
Character acting that because there's a just off topic from what was going on.
Oh, not by itself, but a couple of guardians are actually from other regions. So yeah, there's at least a bit
Yeah,
of the guardian journals.
Oh yay,
I
we're the
think
B squad. Let's go.
I think
No,
Lisa, or not Lisa, Professor Cypress mentioned that she and Dia and some of their friends and their friends
yeah. Well,
are
there was
not from this
those four.
region.
There was those four, and then there was one more. Um, there was also one more. So yeah.
Ah,
Um, you have those four, which are the guardians of Mew, Victini, Shaman, and Zeraora. And then you also have the guardian of Darkrai.
The kind of Darkrai's from another world?
Yeah, they're from the Kanto region, I believe. Lavender Town, they told me.
Furiously
So,
scribbling these notes into a notebook. I will forget these
so
names in an hour.
where is there anything on the Swords of Justice that you know of?
Yeah, they each have guardians. There's the Guardian Journals, there's also the books on the swords.
Thing is, where I'm originally from the Unova region, I heard lore and stories about them and about the legendary Pokemon of my region.
Yeah, the swords are like the swords basically work for Zygarde of Altoids, Arceus, and then the mythicals are below that, right?
Is it? Is there anything over things like uh Huram, Reshiram, or Zekrom?
Not much honestly. They exist, but they don't play a huge part in the region like others.
Thing is, if they're after the trio guardian of life, death, and balance, there could be a chance that they could be after trios of other regions too.
There's a possibility though the mythicals keep an eye on the legends they work with, the other legends are like below the mythicals who guard the town. And from what I've heard, Zeraora has been in touch with Zekrom, and the Zeraora Guardian says, we've got a note from all Guardians, from the mythicals, that other than Yveltal, the other legendaries are safe. Okay? At current moment.
Uh, Ruby just kind of sidles up next to Musa and just kind of whispers, "By the way, speaking of like the places we're from, I've heard of Kyogre. I don't know who Lugia is. I think you want Lugia. Kyogre's got a bit of an attitude. I don't know if Lugia
Where
does
is
as well, but like, oh man, there were these teams that tried to do some stuff, and just you underestimate just how much of a personality a Pokemon can have.
Yeah. Celebi just puts in Ruby's head, Lugia's basically a tired parent all the time to the legendary birds.
Oh, okay. So just like don't piss off Mama Lugia. Gotcha.
I just realized Lugia
she,
isn't even
but
a
also,
water type. I messed it up in my head. That's Palkia, but Lugia should be a water type.
It really
I-
should.
It's the guardian of the seas.
also,
It's
so,
so it still works.
Ruby, makes that comment about you underestimate the personality. She's gonna kind of say, I may be the one of the last people to underestimate that, because for the record, if you to sum up the conversation that happened, she was like desperately asking to make sure that Meloetta, which I don't know, I mean Igneous would know that that's a mythical. I don't know if the
Yeah.
other two would know.
You guys would know what mythicals are.
Yes.
Ruby just read the basic book on guide. Basically, the guide that
basically-
5-year-olds are given about the region and the
Yes,
mythical.
yes. My character basically just desperately asked Celebi if a mythical is okay and be like, is there any, if something happens to said mythical, to let her know. And Celebi's response was to give her a book about from the Guardian, which if you guys read over her shoulder, is that, specifically mentions that a friend of Meloetta, or some like one of her old school students was summoned to help. Like, she is friends with Meloetta. She and Meloetta are really close. The melody that I mentioned earlier that she sang is something that Meloetta taught her, which is partly why Celebi was kind of so quick to trust them, I imagine.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna open her like children's book, and there's
It has
like a
pop-out
little,
pictures.
like one of the tabs on the side that you can like lift up and down, and it like pops up a thing.
Yeah, pop-up
It
picture
basically
books.
is that kind of book. It's made for 5-year-olds.
Yeah, but she's like looking at this book and doing like the thing up and down as if this were full on research notes. Like, interesting.
Also, Dawn, I hate to make you do more work, but Ignis is going to see if they can find the Darkrai book and see if they can find about the entries when the mysterious woman started the gym challenge. Because I'm assuming Zoe would know that since they went to the town.
Yeah, Zoe passes the Darkrai book over, and you see you see a note from you see the first note from the Guardian, right? You manage to find the first entry, and you see I have been all around the world, the Unova region, the Harmon region, Kalos region. I have never seen a region like this before. I have befriended Darkrai in my world as well. I guess that's why I was brought here. Darkrai needed a new guardian. There was a gym here as well. I couldn't use my Mega. In my world, I have Gengar, but I'm a Dark type gym leader now. So I guess different things are in order, but at least I can try and protect this town, even if it is very different from what I'm used to. It's not as spooky as to have in the town, at least. It doesn't have a spooky tower. You just see on the bright side.
Tower. I mean, at some point we gotta go to the spooky tower, right?
No, it's saying it doesn't have a spooky tower.
It's
Oh.
basically saying it doesn't have a spooky tower. This Guardian's from Lavender Town,
Yeah. So, are there
which
any,
has a spooky
Oh,
tower.
well, that's lame. I wanted to go to the spooky tower.
were there any entries from whenever the woman would have started the journey since they're from that town? The mysterious woman?
They it they say that date was only a few years ago. This Guardian seems to be probably the newest Guardian.
All right,
Interesting.
so it looks like we've got a couple of newbies and then people who look like they're newbies but are actually hundreds of years old. Interesting. Okay, so don't judge a book by its cover.
How's the dental plan for Guardians? Since I've assumed for after 100 years you would need a good one.
While we're doing this research, I'm gonna step away for a second. I'll be back though.
Now, everybody, make sure to put the books back where you found them. We're definitely not checking any of these out because we're probably not going to bring it back in enough time to not have late fees.
And also, these books are not allowed to be checked out, except the children's book you
Children's book?
have. Yeah, that's for 5-year-olds in our region.
Ah, yeah, that checks out. Well,
Uh,
Well,
I'm going to go put this back now, along with part of my dignity.
well, Zoe, if Selby brings you any information that pertains to all of this, could you let us know?
Of course, if I'm able to reach you, that's of course. Sometimes we're deep in the forest, sometimes the power and signal go out, so I may not be able to reach you, but I will try my best. If not, I will try and get Celebi to send a note to one of the others. Okay?
Thank you for that. I'm gonna still have Pan out, but I'm gonna walk up to Selby and ask, would you take a picture with me and Pan since Pan probably knows you quite well? I'm sure they would love to see the photo occasionally.
Celebi does, and just like happily just takes a picture for you guys.
Thank you.
Did you just get like a celebrity selfie with a Celebi?
Pretty much.
I love
Oh
that.
wait, I missed. Okay, I thought Celebi was taking a picture of the two of you.
No, a picture with all three of us so that Pan could remember Celebi via the photo.
Okay, but it's kind of a look. Celebi gives you a look of you're not allowed to share this though,
I
for
promise I won't.
obvious reasons of evil team hunting down mythicals, right?
Yes, of course.
Yes, you just got a celebrity selfie with Celebi.
That is amazing.
Well, while that is happening, Varys goes up to Ruby and says, "I'm still concerned about what Shadow was sensing earlier. What about you?"
Um, well, Absol are actually native to my region. They tend to be able to sense when bad things are coming before they happen, precognitively. I mean, I don't know how far in advance, but it could be seeing something yet to come.
Celebi, if something does happen, we need you to make sure you stay safe. Not just for your sake, but for all this region's sake as well.
Celebi kind of gives a nod of like a kind of thing, just like as in a sense of saying like Celebi also has ways. Celebi can't mess with the timeline much, but can try and use its powers to protect itself at least. You know what I mean? And Celebi has the control of the forest.
And can you take Zoe with you? I don't want her to get hurt either.
Celebi nods and just kind of nods as like and does plan to protect Zoe to the best of its ability, which is quite a good ability. It's a mythical Pokemon. But there's like levels of each of them, and Manaphy and Theo would probably like no one knows how Manaphy and Theo got taken. You know what I mean?
True enough. And hell, like we only know that Yveltal was taken and that it's being held by this machine. We still don't know how it was taken. Well,
That is true.
that's a lot of information intake. Um, do you have like a town map or something that we could find this gym that is extremely hard to find?
No, the gym. It's not real. We don't really have many maps, and um, the gym's not really the thing. But I know, and this thing, I know there can be a guide from one of the other towns. Ignis should be familiar with it. There's a Cargo.
Oh, Swacargo, yes,
Yeah,
the
uh,
poplar in my town.
yeah, can guide you if needed once you get there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be great.
Just look out for Macargo wearing sunglasses.
That
Well,
that Macargo is so cool.
speaking of gyms, if we're wanting to get strong, especially with me and my team, hey, taking on the gyms would be the best thing to do. Do you have any recommendations on what the first gym should be for us?
Oh, you should start in Melody. That's not far from here, actually, the other side of the forest. Um, they're a normal type gym leader. That's the town of Meloetta, actually. That's the first gym leader. There's a preferred order, and I'm sure the Guardians will lead you on your way or which way to go. Right?
Well, it also
Eh,
does make sense that the normal type gym leader would be first. I mean, no disrespect to the gym leader. I'm sure that they are quite tough. Normal isn't really crazy effective on anything. It has a ghost immunity.
But thing is, normal types do have a wide variety of movesets too.
Incredibly versatile, yes. There's a Pokemon that's native to my region who looks like he's really lazy and like really only hits you like once in a while, but oh my god, this thing could throw trucks.
Oh my.
I wonder if
There
anybody
you go.
gets the Pokemon I'm referring to.
I get it. I
Well,
hate
I get
out of
it.
character. That's like my least favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, Dawn is not like the slacking line.
I can
Not at
understand
all.
that.
Vigoroth scared me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
For me, my
To be
most
fair, I
hated
was small
Pokemon
when
is
I.
Love Disc because it's useless. It's completely
It's,
useless.
it should have evolved into a Lola Momola, but they messed up.
I care so little about Love Disc that it's like I don't hate it. I'm just apathetic about it, right?
Yeah, it's because Game Freak was apathetic about it.
Don't tell B this, but I forget that Spinda exists half the time.
But
Honestly true. Okay.
yeah,
Well, we should probably get going on our adventure then. You have our numbers. You have control over time, so I'm sure somehow you guys can get a hold of us.
yeah. If not, Celebi can send messages to other mythicals if needed for emergency message, and we have someone who should be helping you guys at least a bit later. So who I'm in touch with, and also all the
I'm back,
Guardians have
by
a
the
group
way.
chat.
Welcome back.
Though you won't recognise any of our names. We've got really stupid nicknames for each other. You might have seen the surfer dude name.
You know what? Fair.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, like
this Melody Town, kind of looking between Zoe and Musa because
Mhm.
she knows Musa's from there. So
yeah,
this is like a big performance town, huh?
Yeah. Um our Jim, our guardian is actually the teacher of the dance academy, like dance academy, music school, drama school, kind of all of the things in one. Obviously there's more than one teacher, but she's kind of like the principal basically, the like head. Um and I was in one of her classes. Um I she's gonna kind of like shy, like her friendship with me with she's gonna kind of shy away a little bit when she says I and Meloetta was often in my class, mostly with music. She kind of like she, but she's just kind of watching, sometimes dancing with us, um, dancing or singing with us. It was in one of those classes that I learned that melody that that I sang with Celebi. Um, that was something that Meloetta taught me when I was little. Uh, actually, no, wait, that was anyway.
I
I
mean,
might have I might change a little bit of that story. Actually, no, wait, actually, that was her audition song. Because in dance school, I imagine you probably have to audition at least a little bit. They'd probably take them as children, so probably don't have to be super great, but that little melody was her audition song.
I mean, from
Hated
what
it, but
I've
anyway.
seen and heard so far, you must have been a really good student.
She kind of like laughs a little bit, like she doesn't entirely know what to say of that, but to that she was, Yeah, I mean, um that's kind of why Meloetta and I became friends. Kind of just heard me singing and just kind of echoed me.
Wait,
That's
hold on a
why I was
second.
doing.
You're friends with a mythical. You kind of buried the lead on that one.
She was kind of like she was. I was trying like she was desperately asking Celebi if Meloetta was okay and going, if anything happens, let me know, please.
Oh, it's clicking in for Ruby now for sure. And it's
And
like,
then also,
oh,
if you
the
were
oh
reading the
yeah,
book,
that adds up.
book over her, reading the uh, Guardian journal over her shoulder about Meloetta, there was a section in it about like how one of her old students who was, I forget exactly what Donna said, but like, connected to Meloetta or something, was summoned to help with the situation. Um, yeah, and then she's, yeah, but it's, yeah, but we're yeah, she's kind of bubbly, getting to share about her home, and the contest. This is amazing because I finally get to do my first contest with my own Pokemon. I mean, I've watched the contests and I've been in every play that didn't require Pokemon, um and everything, but I finally get to do something with Pokemon.
And all of the Pokemon that you've caught so far are either dancers or singers.
And probably she's like probably like, I will tell you guys now, like I'm sitting on the couch, I'm like bouncing in my seat. I imagine Yusa's probably like bouncing on her toes. Chadot's probably like was probably first just fluttering, trying to not fall off, and then decided screw it, she's not gonna stop, and just started fluttering like right above the shoulder. Oratorio is also not even trying to land on her head. She's just like bouncing now, getting to talk about this and her home, and this that she really enjoys, is definitely helping her. Her mood is definitely like changed.
All right, well, I guess that's our next destination then. We're heading to Melody.
Yep.
Yeah. If you guys want, bef- at least before you go, you might want to stop by the trader school. Um, we don't have much to offer here. There's this is quite a small, just little village in the forest, but we have a couple things that might be good for you before you leave.
Oh, sure, that sounds wonderful.
That does sound nice.
Also, there's like no guarantee we're going to be able to find our way back here, so we might as well explore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing is, I kind of do want to investigate the feeling that Shadow was having earlier. So
Um,
Yeah, we can also
also,
do that.
also
Give me a minute.
in a joking manner, I'm gonna slide over towards Selby and say, "You might want to use Future Sight to see if any of us die in the woods in the next few days. I don't think we're the best at navigating them."
I Do you
Like,
want to know if you're going to die? That sounds terrifying to me. I mean, there is a trainer school. Please nobody tell them I was using a book for 5-year-olds. We're just gonna go in being like, oh, mythical Pokemon, yeah, of course, we know about them. We're super smart and totally from here. Oh yikes. Those of you
So we
stream
all,
wondering.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to figure something out, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, Zoe's just looks like, oh, I know someone with an Absol. Maybe I could get in touch with them.
There's a possibility. I mean, if both Absols are feeling something bad, I don't know. Maybe we stick
Something's
around for a
coming.
bit.
Zoe kind of gets in touch and basically also gets Celebi to get in touch with Mew to get Mew to teleport the person here. And you see, a ninja seems to appear.
I was about to say, are we meeting someone? Sorry, this is where my slight prior knowledge
And there's
comes
the
in.
Welcome
someone.
to our guest. So it's like, oh, meet Annabelle, or as the group call her, the arsonist.
It's a pleasure to see you again, Annabelle. I've always
You
enjoyed
too,
the tours
Igneous.
at your gym.
Also, Animal, does anyone have a shoe, please?
Yeah, I have a bunch in my backpack here.
What do you mean
Toss
you
the
have
shoe
a
back at
bunch
you.
in your back? Okay, sure.
You never know
We
when you
discussed
need
this
to throw some.
before.
Shadow, what are you doing?
Um,
Thing is, see Shadow walking up to the ninja, and all of a sudden, and it started growling at the ninja. I'm sorry about Shadow there. Or I don't know why it's doing that.
hi, buddy. Wait, what is this guy doing?
Earlier, Shadow just came out of its Pokeball and just started growling towards the door, and I was curious about it. Was that you by any chance?
Oh, why would I be even here? Hey, I was supposed to be teaching. What day is it?
Bloomsbury Day.
It's like probably like a Tuesday-ish.
I just got done with the gym battle.
Oh, you're one of the gym leaders.
Yes, I am.
Well, you're looking at some prospective challengers at some point.
Is there a I need to check out said there's a bad sense around here?
Yeah, it smelled something weird by the door.
Hold on a second. Um, Don, I'm gonna message you real quick.
Yeah. Apologies. Just improvised stuff last second.
Oh, you're good. I'm just keeping in mind that there's a trainer school and possibly some other cool.
Lost any time?
So you guys see Animal reach into her pocket and throws out a Pokemon. It's a very strange color too. Some you guys have never seen this Pokemon except for Ignatius has. So you don't see them in the gym most of the time. It has very much pointy ears, but it's and yellow skin with um like their butt. It's like can you explain if you know which
Sorry,
Pokemon I'm?
check the DMs if I'm right. Okay. Yeah. So you see, a gold Pokemon. Sorry, forgot it was shiny. Sorry, forgot this Pokemon was shiny. You see, a got. This is not from any of the either of the regions you two are from, right? For Varus and Ruby,
Yep.
being that this, I need to get the shiny picture so I can see the Pokemon properly because I can't find the stupid shiny picture. I'm sorry, this is taking a second.
No,
Nice.
you're good.
What Pokemon is it?
Do you remember Emerald?
Maybe.
I think Stoppy might have sent me a shiny picture.
No, I'm trying to.
Stoppy's trying to
Oh.
send me a picture of it shiny. Found it.
There we
So
go.
yellow with some blue like spiky ears, bit floppy, but also like floppy on the side. There's like spiky at the top, floppy at the side, spikes on the hands. It looks like wearing shorts. That's how I would describe this Pokemon.
Ah, of course.
I'm gonna pop out my Pokedex and
Yeah.
I was about to say that might be
Yeah,
helpful if we
same.
just do
ping
that.
this thing.
Okay. When your Pokedex, I'm gonna get an entry and everything. Okay.
Let's go.
Because this is gonna be fun. Okay. Let me go back to Now I know what Shine looks like. Let me go back to Wikipedia. Lucario, the Aura Pokemon. It said that no foe can remain invisible to Lucario since it can detect auras, even those of foes it cannot otherwise see.
Ah.
Ooh. I just kind of like, as I see that Varus has also pulled out his Pokedexes because we're both absolutely clueless. I just
Also,
kind
do
of
you like my
sidle up
Pokedex
next to you and
voice?
I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Also, do you like my Pokedex voice?
Yes.
I do.
Yep.
Yeah. And then so it's like, I see you brought out. I understand why that's not one of your gym Pokemon, but at least it looks.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, is there something that this Lucario sees?
No, it does not. Hey, Sylvie, any chance can you roll back for us and keep me here? To the
Yeah.
point when he sense this?
Celebi does, and Lucario does notice something when the Absol ground, at least. There was a Pokemon there behind the door at that time. And it wasn't a threat, it was a wild Pokemon, but it wasn't one that at least was familiar. Um what had happened was it was a ghost type, a phantom. It was a ghost that couldn't be seen, so that would probably make sense. It was invisible because
Starts
it was
laughing,
faded out.
and I'll just start
So-
laughing.
So it was a Pokemon, another Pokemon that Shadow was sensing.
I know we have not explained this because Animals just starts laughing.
Okay.
Because she does not explain out loud because. Yeah. I'm sorry, but does Abs never seen a ghost type Pokemon before?
I mean, I don't know how fresh these Pokemon are. I know that we started our Pokemon journey like maybe 12 hours ago.
It's been probably about a day or two
It's
traveling
been
through the forest
probably
and
about a
stuff.
day or two.
Yeah. Thing is there's still a lot that I want to know about my Pokemon as well as the Pokemon of this region.
Yeah, and like this is a massive like you could do a lot of research here. You could learn a bit more about the region. That this is literally the library of the region. Think about this as kind of like the Library of Alexandria.
She's just kind of flipping through a
Have
book
been
and is
burnt
like,
down.
Phantom is like a ghost
No, we
tree.
still have not said which Pokemon.
Oh, can we get that Pokemon name, please?
Sorry, I'm laughing. Yes. Hey Don, is it okay?
You can tell them the Pokemon.
Just say this in DMs.
Sorry. Oh, fair.
Can I bring that one out?
Yeah, sure.
You guys all said. You see here, grab another Pokeball. Buddy, let's come on out and show our friends.
Okay.
And there's a little tree stump Pokemon. A ghostly tree stump appears in
Don,
front
can
of
I
you.
make it shiny?
Yes, you can make it shiny. It's a white ghostly tree.
I mean, Phantom. our my most recent Pokemon. Not today. A week ago.
Trying to clock this in the Pokedex as well.
Yeah.
Let me get Phantom up. Okay?
Yeah.
Sorry,
I
Don,
won't do this all the time. If
yeah.
you're I won't be doing this all the time, by the way. But it's more fun when we're doing like in combat I won't do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Phantom, the stump Pokemon. Legend tells that its green leaves can cure any illness. When plucked, however, the leaves will instantly wither away.
Just kind of like staring at it, and I'm like, its leaves are red.
That's usually green. This is the shiny form.
Another Phantom appears behind you. Oh, the Phantom, and it's always like the Phantom you saw was our library helper.
They're usually friendly. They just don't come around as often when they're around strangers, if I'm correct.
The Phantom that's behind you guys just gives a nod to Annabelle, and the Phantom is holding a book. It's basically a book, the basics of the region book. You know what I mean?
I think that'll be helpful for you guys.
It has the exact same style as the basics of the Mythical book. It's made for 5-year-olds.
Ruby, isn't this the kind of book we were actually looking for to get to know about the region earlier?
Oh, yeah, that would help us out. Also, the irony is not lost on me that the helper of a place with a bunch of, paper books is the ghost of a tree. Just, I do love a good bit of theming.
So to help you guys out for later, I am a fire type gym.
Ooh.
If you haven't
Right.
been found
She's
out.
gonna she's gonna say, all right, prepare your water types.
And
So
I'm
she's
just holding
gonna say that.
sangria in my hand, this little like berry, and I'm like,
Yeah, no. She's gonna say that and then look at everybody and go, we don't have any.
hey, there wouldn't happen to be like a pond or something in Melody, would there?
Is there?
And so it's like, it's okay. Annabelle's one of the later gyms.
Yeah, no, she absolutely when Musa said that she was absolutely like joking, like she like joking but not because I think she probably knows that that's a later gym.
Yeah, you would know.
Yeah.
And Igneous would 100% know because
Yeah, like it's a
Igneous
later
knows
gym.
this gym's at the base of the volcano.
They're probably going to have water types by then. But also it's really funny going bring out your prepare your water types and we have none.
None of us have any.
You
We're
guys,
just like,
I'm not that cruel.
well, by the time you see us again, things will be different, maybe. Hopefully.
I've been told about you guys. Friends. And Ignatius.
Yes.
Stop acting like me.
I need to get my daily quota of chaos from somewhere.
Here's what he disappointed in you.
well, Annabelle, I look forward to the future that I get to battle you.
Yeah, and maybe in the future I can teach you a little bit of thing about become what I do. Just by the way, your absolute's been like.
Yeah.
Again, I apologize about that.
Zoe just looks like, do you want me to get Celebi to see if she could you could be sent back soon? I think Egghead was looking for you. Oh guys, Zoe is using the group chat nicknames.
I figured.
I don't.
I was hoping that someone
Egghead,
didn't
think
name their
about it for
child
a
Egghead.
second. Think about it for a second on what.
There's a bald person, I guess.
No, you're wrong, B, but stop it, you're right.
Okay.
I can handle it. Annabelle puts her hands to her forehead, then does a peace out sign and gets teleported away.
So
They both made sense.
the dark ninja shrouded in darkness, who also has 2 Pokemon from darkness, is the fire type gym leader.
Yeah, that's the guardian of that's the trainer that is from the Victini.
You don't
Oh,
need to
that's the
mention.
one with the little star pop
We
up.
don't need to mention the town name. We need to
We're not
mention
mentioning
that. Actually.
That one had a little star pop up. Actually, that thing is adorable.
But yeah, sorry about that. The guardians don't usually go to each other's towns unless they're needed for something, but Annabelle has an absence, so for justice, so yeah. That's why I wanted to make sure. I'm sorry that Phantom's caused confusion with Shadow.
Hey,
Yeah,
For
no,
you
you're
guys'
it's
good.
information.
yeah, it's not a problem. Now we know what was causing it.
Yeah, well, this book is just the book Phantom War is just basics on the region. Um, there is a region map in there. Out of character, I have not made a map of all the cities. I'm going with the flow. Do not ask me.
You're good. We will just use
mean,
this to refer
I
to
know
in
what
character.
I
We
know
have
what
a
gyms are like. Things.
we have
That's
a
all.
very, very like sketchy basic map that I drew at like 2 a.m.
Hell yeah.
So that's the only map that we have that has been created. Well, more so, I should say, been created at 2 a.m. in the Notes app, because you can draw in the Notes app. That's how like scuffed and sketchy the map is, or sketch like
I
the
mean,
map
you got to
is.
think about it. The first map we ever get in game is made by like Gary's 8-year-old sister.
Yeah.
But I will say, I know you'll need to go to Surfside relatively soon. There's not an easy way to get to there just yet, from here at least. The the desert is a bit tough to travel through, and that's the most direct route. Though I would say you would have to take on a couple gyms first. If you want to check on Fiona Matafee, which should be your goal, you I think could pretty decently get there from um Moonstone Caverns, I believe, or Moonstone Grotto.
I mean, yeah, we could head there right after Melody Town or Melody Place. Is it just Melody?
Moonstone. It's
Melody.
just Melody.
Okay.
A lot of these have just one name town. You know what I mean? Like,
Which is
Yeah.
because you
fair.
don't always need town or city after something, right?
Are we
Perfect.
still stopping by the trainer school before we leave?
Yeah, let's do some looking around in the
Yeah.
town.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, if you want, I can have someone who could guide you. I have to stick here, but at least I know some help.
That would be great. Thank you.
Zoe calls someone over, and I'm just gonna get a random name generator because I did not name this NPC.
I send you that Pokemon one if you need it.
I really did not name this NPC. Apologies.
Very clearly, his name is Kyle.
I almost went Brad as a joke.
Brad.
I almost just went Brad.
You can't do that because my inner musical lover will just yell asshole every time. Oh god, who gets that reference?
Oh my
Dawn,
gosh.
look in Karuda, please.
Oh no. Give me a minute.
What did
What
you
did you
draw?
do? Gimme!
Oh.
Gimme!
Kind of fitting.
What okay.
Kind of.
Let's see if people will actually get this reference. What if I also said, Dawn, that you can't name a NPC Janet either, because if you do, I'll have to yell whore.
God.
Brain is braided.
Now,
That
Rocky
sounds
Horror
weird,
Picture
but
Show.
oh, I haven't seen Rocky Horror.
It's not something I think you enjoy.
I know
mean,
one song. Okay, I'm going with what Stopping suggests for the name.
Also, sorry
But
for
you go first, Ben.
being distracted there, because that was a Manaphy card up in Karuda.
I was gonna say I don't think it's something that you would enjoy because of the subject matter, but then also I don't know when it comes to you at this point, so
Yeah. Also, this guy basically so he's like, hey Dave. Dave comes over and is like, hey, I can help you around this town. I'm kind of technically the tour guide. People don't usually come here often.
wow, you must have to only work like once a month or something.
More like once a year.
I mean, I'm hoping you also have like another side job or something like
And
that.
then,
I'm
and
assistant
then,
librarian.
Oh, there you go.
yeah, and then there's Melody. Music kind of chuckles. Uh, we get like busfuls of new people coming to
Yeah,
see
I've heard
shows all the time.
I heard there's a show actually going on next week or in a few days. Time gets iffy here. Like
Yeah,
time is normal,
there,
but
there's
I
like
get distracted.
she goes there's a contest happening.
Oh
You see
yeah.
like perks up, like this is like an instantaneous perk up anytime that this contest is mentioned, by the way. Like there is currently nothing is making her more excited than this.
And you see like slightly teasingly, but like also like not teasing as in like mocking, but more teasing as in like I know that this makes you happy kind of thing. Um Ruby just kind of nudges Musa and is like, not only that, we actually have a performer in our group who's gonna be part of that contest.
She just kind of like hopefully.
Yeah, I've heard there are still spaces open. Honestly, they're going big with contests this year. Like I've heard there's actually more interested people. Some people are trying it out for the first time. I know one of our gym leaders is trying it out for the first time. Out of character, it's not the one you think it is.
Okay, that's fair.
Keyword I said for the first time.
Yes, no, I know. That's why I'm going. I don't. I have no clue who you're making it. If it's one of
Yeah.
the ones that I know, or if it's somebody new, I have no clue. Anyway, she's gonna go. Ooh, that'll be exciting. Um,
So what are the interesting spots here, Dave?
Okay, so you have the trader school, you have the farm, and well, not much else. We have a small little like crafting area. We have like a crafting area that's useful as well. This is a small village.
Excuse me, did you mention a farm? What goes on there?
It's a berry and apricot farm actually. Um, we craft Pokeballs here. Out of character, can you see what town this is based on?
Yeah.
Ever so slightly.
Okay, that I added on later on. Or was originally only supposed to slightly be based on Azalea Town. But Azalea Town is literally near the Elex Forest where you find Celebi and Johto.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm taking inspiration from Johto with Celebi, right?
Is there a mart here? Is this one of those towns that doesn't have?
Oh, every town has a mart here. There is a mart, yes. We don't have much stock, honestly, but we have a little bit at least.
You've got me torn, Don. Do I want to go to the battle school, or do I want to go to the farm because I want to grow acorns and berries?
For me, for Varus, he wants to be able to train his Pokemon, and so I think the trainer school will probably be the better choice.
Also, can I water my berry, by the way, Don, with my watering can?
Yes, you can water it.
Okay, I'm gonna.
I will
water.
also. I'm also kind of torn about which one that I want to go to.
Because you make Pokeballs.
I make Pokeballs, and I also honey gather.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a D2. 1, I go to the battle school. The 2, I go to the farm. I'm going to the battle school.
Okay, we can do it both.
Right,
It's just which one do you want to do?
Okay, so
I'll
I
buy the
think
battle
battle
school
school
first,
first.
Okay, so you get to trainer school where there's a bunch of kids learning about
Probably go to the battle school as well.
Yeah, there's a bunch of kids learning about Pokemon, type advantages, disadvantages, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And as each of the kids has a little Pokemon with them, usually like very common, like you see someone with a Ralts nearby, you see someone with a Barrel.
I'm guessing Jigglypuffs and such, usually what you see the preschoolers have.
Yeah. Look
Do we
at
happen
those kind of things. A lot of cutesy Pokemon.
do we happen to see copies of the Mythical book here?
The one Bedred, yes.
I'm just like walking by
One
a
movie
classroom and I
Bedred.
see someone like I see like a tiny girl reading this book and I'm like, I have so much to do in this region.
Do we see a pizza by chance?
There's a teacher actually teaching the class on types and stuff. And it's just like, oh, I guess you must be visitors to the town?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of good things. We checked out the library, and now we're sort of just visiting the school.
Of course, I'm Rosa. I'm the headmistress of this school and one of the main teachers.
Oh, well, it's very nice to meet you. My name's Ruby.
I'm Varus.
I'm Agnes.
Misa.
It's nice to meet all of you. We're the main, well, not the main trainers. Every like major one has its kind of own school, but we're the only one that's a generic trainer school as much. A lot of them are a lot more specialized. Right.
For
I know
sure.
there's music, there's an art school basically, there's a ninja school, um there's basically a medical school
Oh, I hear
as
it's really
well.
hard to get into med school.
Oh, but
This reason, you just need an Audino.
funny enough, one of the people behind that school does not have an Ordino. Or a Chansey or Blissey.
Interesting.
Which is ironic, but that's because they're not exactly the run of the school. They were a bit more of the run of the lab connected to it.
Oh. Sorry for listeners, I could not get to the mute button before I started coughing.
It's also to from the DM, it's completely understandable. I you guys heard me almost choke on water earlier.
Like I
Yeah,
said,
mine
we
was a
don't need.
Nerds
We're not.
gummy cluster.
Yeah, you don't need to breathe in water, Dawn. You don't have gills.
Like I said, we're not trying to drown the dawn.
Oh my god.
Now,
Water
Or
Dawn,
doesn't
flood.
I
Flood.
believe in your
That's what I said.
ability
I said
to
flood.
become a
I said
mermaid.
flood.
Hey, sure, I would just add more to the TV show I would like to be in. Jokingly,
That's a callback and a half.
to make the joke. Ben, you laid it right out for me.
Yeah.
Had to make the joke. But yeah, we teach most basic trainer stuff here. A lot of the Pokemon these children have are actually just borrowed from our school, right?
Oh, come on. Like, you gotta have like at least one or two like trust fund kids that have like hand me downs from parents.
Yeah. You see one kid with a Riolu. Just point. Just we don't give out Riolu.
See, that looks like a mini version of what that ninja lady had.
Let's see what my Pokédex says about that.
Bing.
Let me get it.
Riolu, the
Sorry,
aw
I'm
damn
also
he's
DMing
trying Pokemon.
Stoppy. Okay. I'm also DMing Stoppy at sometimes.
That's fair.
Riolu, the emanation Pokemon.
What now?
Sorry.
It's like
E-
I know what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's EMANATION. Emanation. I can't pronounce that.
Emanation.
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 Emanation. Thank you. Emanation Pokemon. Um, it's exceedingly energetic with enough stamina to keep running all through the night. Taking it for walks can be a challenging experience. Also, you notice the kid with the Riolu is not wearing normal kid clothes. And it's not fancy posh clothes. But the kid's dressed like a ninja.
Of
And
course.
there's a boy there, and you see a girl next to him just being like, it's my turn with the Rio.
Oh,
Ah.
brother sister setup.
They also seem to be twins specifically.
Do they look anything like Annabelle?
Yes.
So they probably have like blonde hair, dark clothes.
Yeah.
Now, does this look like they could possibly actually be Annabelle's kids, or are they like dyed blonde hair and these are just like fanboys?
These are very much look like.
Huh. Well, that's gonna be a problem later on, but that's fine.
I'm finding out Annabelle has two kids.
Varys walks up to the two kids and says, "Hey, be careful. Riolu here doesn't look comfortable when you're doing that."
Don't forget, kids, stranger danger.
The kid looks up like the girl looks up like, yeah, but we I'm careful with the Riolu, but Helio over here has been very rude, and he's had Riolu all day.
I know the feeling all too well. I have a cousin who's the same age as me, back home in my home region, and we did the exact same thing you two did. But in the end, we ended up learning to share what we have and care for the Pokemon in our area.
Yeah, we do care for Riolu. Uh, our mother has a Lucario, so we've grown up with the lion. So yeah,
Your mother
um,
wouldn't happen to have like a bright gold Lucario?
Yeah.
There's a part of Ruby that wants to say, like, oh yeah, we just met your mom. And then there's a part that's like, oh, maybe don't say mom's in town because she's not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, by the way, I'm Luna. That's Helio.
Pleasure to meet you too.
Uh,
We're from Insert Town name here. I hate this town name. We do not mention it.
Mhm.
Our
Theo,
name will be
are you
changed.
the one with the who's the one with the Tauros and the Skidoo?
Me,
Wait,
That
but
would be Igneous.
Igneous.
okay. While Varys is in the classroom, I'm gonna pull Igneous aside and be like, "Do you understand the opportunity we can give to these kids right now?"
Yes, animal rides. Let me send out Kokis and Pan.
I'm gonna send out Celestia.
A bunch of the kids
Okay.
just run over like ponies and goats and thing.
Pan, if you know anyone about a fall, make sure to use your vines to catch them.
Pan nods, and now all the kids are getting rides on all the different Pokemon.
We obviously cleared this with the headmistress beforehand.
Yeah,
But
and
this is just awesome to watch.
wait, and then the things like Luna and Helio were also like, we do have our own Pokemon, but Annabelle thought it would be better that we come to school with Riolu. We can't catch them yet; we're not old enough, but we do have a Pokemon each that we grew up with.
I mean, it's, that's great. It's great to see that you guys have someone that you're more familiar with. You know, there's a lot of unknown in this world. Not the Pokemon, but like actually unknown.
Yeah, but then a Pokemon jumps onto Ruby. A Pokemon jumps onto your head.
Oh,
It's a little black fox with like red on it.
hi. No.
And then Helio looks up like, Zora, there you are.
I'm just gonna kind of reach up to like gently place it down so it doesn't get hurt. Hey, oh, aren't you just adorable?
And then a white one with blue, and it's a more flamey look, kind of in a sense. It comes up next to Luna.
Oh, and you look very similar, but also drastically different.
Yeah, our mum's friend had a Hisuian Zoroark, and so I got to get Hisuian Zoroark.
That is awesome. I don't know what most of that means, but
Uh,
these are
from
really
what I've
cute.
from what I've heard, Hisui is ancient Sinnoh. I don't know where Sinnoh is. I've heard my mum's from there though.
Shiny Hisuians were at that. Very nice.
Oh wait, no, it's not shiny. I just forgot which color was which.
Red is normal, blue is shiny.
I said red.
You said blue.
You
No, I
said
said
blue.
red.
You
Oh,
said
okay.
blue.
Okay, it's a normal one. It's a normal one. It's not shiny. Apologies. But yeah, um,
Well, I mean, like I said, it's great that you guys have something that you're familiar with. These guys are all absolutely adorable. And Riolu, buddy, if you become anything like I heard about your mom having, and definitely didn't just see, um, you're gonna look like an uh absolute unit, my guy.
and then the school bell rings as it signifies the end of the day, and a guy comes in, ninja-looking guy, and the kids run up to him and go, "Dad!"
I'll
Oh wow.
return Celestia to her Pokeball. She's probably very tired.
I'll do the same for Pan and Kokis.
Yes, it's like I'm like, oh,
Sorry,
I
I'm
see
causing
you.
chaos.
He's like, I've seen you met my kids. I'm Nate.
Pleasure to meet you, Nate.
Yep.
I've seen you around before whenever I visited Annabelle's gym for the tours.
Yeah, I help at the Annabelle Teacher Trainer School, the ninja school.
Yeah, we in enough earshot from him, but not from the kids.
So
I'll let him
I
know. Like we met her a couple of minutes ago. Just you know, uh, letting her know some interesting stuff we found at the library.
Yeah, and also, I have a message for one of you.
Oh,
Nate
for
grabs a shoe out of his bag and gives it Igneous.
I take one on my back and throw it at Nate as
Wait.
well.
What is this? Why is everybody chucking shoes at Igneous? Why is all this happening?
what is
It's a greeting between me and Nate. I'm gonna throw a shoe right back at them.
Oh my god.
oh my god.
this?
You wear
Different
any
customs
shoes?
for different people.
You
What?
y'all maybe are seeing the fact that this is bewildering Yusa. Like, what is happening?
Ruby, don't you
Nate is
think
just
you just
confused on why
wonder?
you'd throw a shoe back in the sense of like, I'm sorry, my wife told me to do that.
A shoe for a shoe.
You first.
I don't even
Ruby,
wear shoes.
oh my, Ruby, don't you find this a bit odd?
I have not stopped finding things odd. But
Boy, drink enough.
honestly, when in the and then she just kind of goes like her eyes go wide, and she like she like grabs Varys by the scruff of the collar. Have we even asked them what the name of this fucking region is?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
been
you have a
set.
good point.
It's been
Aroni.
set. Aroni.
Don't worry,
Roni,
drink enough water and you'll be throwing shoes like a pro.
I don't feel like throwing shoes whatsoever.
what is the correlation?
The water has special properties.
Please stop trying to get your friends to drink volcanic water.
That's called lava.
It's an all-natural hot spring.
I mean, hot springs do sound nice.
Yeah, but throwing them at each other, it sounds painful.
Yeah. Also, I didn't pack a bathing suit because I got yeeted through a portal.
Then you can just rest in the hot sand. It helps hatch eggs.
Oh, we do have those.
We do have those.
It's gonna be a while till you get to either of the volcanic towns.
Out of character, I'm getting the idea from Hoenn.
Oh yeah,
Also,
fair enough.
I was told you threw a shoe at someone, so I threw one back at you.
I threw out a Lunatone the first time.
Why do you feel the need to throw a shoe at a Pokemon?
It was beating up my friend's Pokemon, and it was controlled by a member of an evil team trying to steal a Mew.
Okay, completely fair. At least you protected Mew. I know that Mew. One of Annabelle's best friends is Professor Cypress.
Oh yeah. If you happen to hear of a Team Phantom, um, just honestly, just kind of get to him before he gets to anybody. I attempted to drop kick him.
Are you sure you and Annabelle haven't met yet? Except,
We just said that
well,
we have.
you know what I mean. But are you sure you aren't like one of Annabelle's students?
No, I was brought here through a portal in reality.
Because Annabelle would drop kick someone.
Oh, we'll get along.
So yeah, I need to take these kids home. It's a bit of a journey back to our town. So they were doing a little day here. They come here every so often because the kids in the region tend to go around the different schools sometimes because they all specialist schools, most of them are.
I mean, perfect. Enjoy the ride or enjoy the journey back. Safe travels.
Yeah, we have a Scarberry to ride on, so it's fine.
That's great.
While
Like,
while this conversation is happening, Varys goes up to Musa and asks, "Don't you seem it weird that that it seems like we're the only normal ones here?"
She, she's just gonna kind of look and go, "You and you came through a portal."
Yes, I came out of a portal, but at least I still have sanity.
You come to her and go, "Why are we the only normal ones?" She goes, "You came out of a portal. I'm best friends with a mythical. She's obsessed with ponies, and he
Hey,
throws chews at everybody. I don't
hey,
think any of us are normal."
being friends with Pokemon is normal from where I'm from.
I mean,
Is
to be
being
fair,
friends?
you are also talking to the girl who dances with Spindas.
yeah, also update. It was an Aerodactyl, not a Scarberry. Messed that up. But before they leave, hearing that conversation, Luna looks up to Ruby and goes, "Wait, do you like My Little Pony too?" That's all.
She's just like, that one's gonna go far. I can already
Our character. I'm making references to random TV shows in this campaign. I don't care.
Hey, TV
Valid.
shows
I've
can
already
exist
called
in
Dawn out on about
Pokemon.
50 of them.
Also, an Aerodactyl is called Memin, just so you know.
Also, it's Pokemon, so the show is called My Little Ponyta.
Yes, My Little Ponyta.
Oh my gosh.
You like My Little Ponyta too?
I was like, you have a journey to get on, but we will discuss that another time.
You might meet me later then. Bye.
Bye.
And then they get on this Aerodactyl called Memin after they leave the building and go.
Ah, those are good kids. She's just also kind of clocking any sort of information that's being taught to these kids that she doesn't know anything like specifically about the area or Pokemon around this area. Because she knows type matchups, she knows like stuff like that.
Yeah, fair. I was about to say there's probably a type chart up on the board if it's a typed lesson.
There is a type chart up on the board. Anyone want to write this type chart down, even though you probably would know it from your own education?
Yes. That's even sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the teacher goes, "I'm sorry for that interruption, but it's nice to meet you guys. I'm guessing you came here for the library?"
Yes.
Yeah, and to talk to Zoe.
Of course, Zoe's one of the most valuable people for information in this place, in the whole region, probably. Only tied with maybe Professor Cypress and pushing it, the other professor.
Well, and we got to talk to Professor Cypress as well. She gave us our starters.
Oh yeah, that that makes sense. She usually is the starting spot for all the new trainers.
Speaking of this other professor, do you do you know anything about them?
It's,
Yeah, you
I think we've
they
been
came
told
from.
it's Dia.
It's Thea. You met Thea.
I think we were
Yeah.
The
told that.
scatterbrain trainer who came in with the shaman who was holding all the eggs for you guys. That's the
Yeah,
other
but
professor.
I'm guessing there's Egghead
No,
in
no.
the group chat.
Yeah, that's Egghead.
I had a feeling.
The one who came in running with a bunch of eggs is Egghead. Because Pokemon Professor, Pokemon Breeder, specifically.
They're a nerd and they breed Pokemon.
That was my sentence on explaining why Dia was Egghead. B can confirm because B guessed Eliza originally.
That was, yes.
Well, aside from that, is there anything else that you may know about this professor?
I know this professor is known for being mostly like. This professor is the grass type gym leader of the region.
Wait, what?
The professor's the grass type gym leader.
Yeah, I think I remember Dia mentioning that.
He is a gym leader.
Huh. I'm assuming that we're not nearly at the ability to.
You'll meet Dia before you meet Annabelle, at least.
Interesting.
So basically, Annabelle is gonna be a bit more of a challenge than Dia.
Yes, but they used to travel together back in the day. Be glad you're not facing them while they're working together. Those two are a force to be reckoned with. But trust me, if you get Elytra and Eliza in on that, those four, good luck.
She's gonna kind of, Musa's gonna kind of look at the rest of them and go, "That's what that must be the team Professor Cypress was talking about, saying that if we wanted to a lot later on the 4v4, us versus her and her friends."
I mean, that's gonna be interesting. You can do that.
Oh, it'd be fun, I think.
And from what I know of Professor Cypress, I feel like they would abandon their type specialties for that. They would go all out with their traveling teams. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Dia and Esmeralda reunited.
I recognize that name. That's the Gardevoir that was there.
Yeah, Professor Cypress is using it in her lab. But Esmeralda was originally Dia's.
Well, I mean, I know I'm originally from the Hoenn region, so uh, I know I've heard about how powerful Gardevoirs can get. Very sort of versatile.
Sorry, Stuffy's still sending me stuff. I do apologize. So you're gonna hear me giggle a lot at Stuffy's antics.
Do you have any tips by chance for the Melody Gym? Maybe any
Oh yeah, what
knowledge on the Pokemon?
aside from normal types? Because I probably would have been able to help with that too. Is it normal?
Well,
Normal
the thing
type
It's a
is,
normal
gym?
type gym.
wh-
1 minute, let me get the team up so I can think of a tip to give you. I do have the teams all listed somewhere, right?
I would if they have Shaman, because I mean, no, I'm not saying Meloetta, because Meloetta isn't always just normal psychic. It can become fighting psychic.
Normal
No,
fighting.
fighting normal.
Oh, yeah, it loses psychic,
Yeah.
I forgot.
Okay, let me look at. I have a group chat literally called Team/Sleepy. That's where I have all the teams. Okay, looking for the normal gym. Looking for the normal gym. Nope, that's not the normal gym. That's not. Sorry, this is being a penny. No, nope, that's a normal gym. Okay, so you so honestly, there's not much to worry about with the normal gym, but I would say at least don't rely on fighting too much.
Oh, does the gym leader have ways of counteracting fighting types?
Oh, I mean, I'm
Yes,
sure.
That would make
and I
sense. It
would also
is
like to
Normal's
say, how
primary
many
weakness.
how many of your guys' Pokemon has this teacher seen, by the way, between you?
They've seen all but my
She's
Rookity.
definitely seen this. Well, this teacher's definitely seen mine because I probably have mine out. Still,
Yeah, Connie
maybe
is
As in,
still. Sorry, go ahead,
Binda
B.
might be in my arms, but like I've still got shout outs back on my shoulder. Orikorio is either on probably in the school setting, probably on my head, not flying around, actually being behaved for once. Uh
Honestly, I even see a couple of Pokemon she uses here.
I'm gonna
Oh,
kind
That I
of know.
use here.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
sorry. So,
Would I happen to
as
possibly know which ones?
you know, at least a little bit that a lot of I will say this, a lot of the gym leaders in quite a few of the gym leaders in this region have themed teams almost, right?
More so,
Where
I
their
should
teams
say, would I recognize any from being at the school?
you would at least recognize Spinder off the
Okay.
top of your head. Spinder has danced with you in the school.
That's probably
Lady
why I knew
Spinda.
how to dance with the Spinda.
Yeah, because the leader had a Spinder. You know that at least.
That's so cute.
Well,
Sorry,
that's super cool.
thank
Yeah,
you for the tips.
of
Yes, thank you.
course. I'm sure there's going to be people you could ask about a bit of help from each gym. Usually, also the gym leaders won't leave you like completely unknowledgeable before their gym fight either.
Misa will kind of say, I mean, I remember there was a Spinda that would dance in the classes. Usually it was trying to play with us and dance with the teacher. Usually it wound up falling over, but so kind of had as like a little quiet bit. Usually it wound up falling over, but
Yeah, but each of the gym leaders will probably you'll probably get a little bit of knowledge about each of the gym leaders, so I wouldn't worry. You'll at least know their type before going in. It usually matches one of the types of the mythical they're a guardian of.
Yeah, I remember from my region that there was Freshwater Frankie that used to give little tips about the gym leaders and then give you a freshwater before you headed in.
Oh, wait, wait,
Ha!
wait, wait. Wait, there's someone from your region named Freshwater Frankie.
Well, I mean, like his name was Frankie, but we called him Freshwater Frankie because he'd give new trainers that were challenging the gym for the first time freshwater.
Yeah.
I don't.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's just kind of got like a bit of a nickname, you know. It's a healing item. It's not like he wouldn't just like pelt you with a bottle of water. It's like a thing that you can give your Pokemon. Yeah, thank you so much for all of your help.
Of course.
Oh, bit of like a social question for
Yes.
you. Would it be rude to like set up a like Pokeball making area or just like a little side booth of my own in like an
You need
apricot kind of town? Is that like rude to do?
no, more just don't try and sell them. You need licenses here to sell
Oh,
stuff, so don't try and sell them. You can give them to your friends, but don't try and sell them to random people, basically.
okay, perfect.
Especially since a big thing on here, and you might not have to make them, we have a lot of custom Pokeballs in this region.
Oh,
Those aren't one easily made, but usually given by specialist trainers.
I ended up finding like two of them. Well, I found one, and then Connie over here found one. We just kind of have that sort of knack to like find shiny things.
Ah,
It's like weaponized ADHD.
that's pretty bad. But yeah, there's some custom Pokeballs. Those won't be ones you easily find though. You usually only get given them like certain gym leaders might give you them after defeating their gym. It may be connected to them.
Well, now that we've checked this place out, do we want to go ahead and check out the farming area?
Sounds good to me.
Dave leads you over to the farms, where you see some berries growing. There's also some Pokemon harvesting berries. There's some milk tank nearby.
Ooh. Do you know well, are they accepting like help or workers here?
There's like I can check. They usually have Pokemon helping them, but I believe they've been a bit overloaded with some of the apple builds, and they might be able to help a bit of harvesting and might get even like maybe a set of apples out of them for it.
Oh, I would love to assist them with for that.
Yeah.
So are
And
they?
then an elderly woman comes out. It's like, oh, I see you're looking at our farm.
Yeah, we're new here, so we're just sort of taking it all in.
I have been growing this farm for 60 years. I'm Gloria, by the way.
Gloria, very nice to meet you. Kind of go around with the names.
It's nice to meet you guys too. My Pokemon and also some wild Pokemon help with the farm as well. Pokemon from the nearby forest snack on spare berries
It's a
as well.
beautiful place.
But so I heard. Do you guys want to help? The Apricot farm's been a bit overwhelming recently.
Yes, I'm actually trying bit of a apple plus berry growing hobbyist. I'm trying to get into it. I'm currently growing a berry, but I'm not sure what kind it is.
Oh, let's see if I can. Would you mind if I take a look?
Of course, I pull out my berry pot.
Okay, let me get the item decks up. I'm sorry, I have like 50 tabs open. Not that many, but you know what I
It's
mean.
fine.
Because I'm having to like look up dex entries every time you look at a Pokemon. I'm not complaining, by the way. Okay, it's more just I'm trying to keep stuff open. The amount of stuff I have open as little as possible because it causes the least lag on my computer.
That's fair.
Understandable.
So I'm trying to find the berries section. I might have scrolled past it because I'm the type of person that would do that.
Fair.
Or unless berries is right at the bottom.
Control
Apologies.
F might help.
You know what's great? I'm going back to the bottom and seeing if it's there. No, that's just the list. Is it right at the top? And it's yeah. Oh, I realize Control F would probably help. But at this point, okay, medicines, vitamins, refreshment items, berries. Oh, those are actually Chesto berries.
Oh, I've heard of these ones before. Thank you for helping me identify it.
If you want, I have a bit of fertilizer that you could use to make it faster. Those berries would be pretty useful for you guys, especially next gym, especially where you're headed.
Oh, sure. That would be
The
lovely.
fact
Thank you.
That's a fertilizer one done. These berries will be ready before your gym fight. The first gym. It
Oh, I
also gives
just
you
put two and two together.
Oh yeah,
it also gives
yeah.
you an idea of A, one of the Pokemon that could be there, and B, what this gym might do.
Yeah.
I'm like Chesto berries. I know wake you up from being asleep, and it's like, well, they wouldn't have hypnosis. No, but they would have sing.
Not
Yeah.
just saying yawn as well.
Yeah, I
No,
know, but
I'm expecting Jigglypuff.
it's kind of sort of a singing and dancing town. So that would be a
Which is
little bit
why,
apropos.
yeah.
Fair.
But yeah, these should be ready before your next gym battle. There should be enough for one of you to have each if you're willing to share with your friends.
Of course, like we've only known each other a short time, but they're great friends.
That is great. It's always nice to see people becoming friends. Um, if you want, you can help harvest the apricot builds. I can let you take home between you all 5 of each color.
Sure. I have Paldean Toros. Would they be any help here at the farm? Or
Oh,
even for Skiddo, even.
we've been trying to plant some new fields, and sadly, my Taurus got injured recently, and so can't pull the plow.
Of course, I'm gonna send out Cocus and ask, what do you want them? Like, I would love to help.
Just point over to near the berry fields where there's like an empty space. Like, thank you, I really do appreciate it.
Is there anything that you want us to roll to see how good we did?
No, I'll just say you guys did pretty decently. Like you got the promised 5 of each colored acorn between the group. By the way,
Oh, I love
that's a kind
that.
of like between you get 5 of each colored acorn.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, one of each a piece plus a little extra.
Yeah,
So we just put that under like key items aside and just a little description.
yeah. Oh, I will say that to that comment B. I'm planning gym leaders to have because all of you guys have in battle abilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm planning gym leaders to have the same.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's basically going to be a either like it's agreed some gyms at least will agree on it. I don't know how well I can work some trainers to have them, so there might be a couple gyms where those kind of abilities are not allowed, right?
I remember you mentioning that for gyms, you might allow us to do what groups of 2 of us fighting a fight.
All 4,
Okay, yeah.
you can do them all together. They will be during this session.
I love
Very
it.
Okay?
nice. B.
You should realize this.
But yeah,
Sig is a scene. Yeah, I
so
mean
basically
it's
you
still
can
a
just
check, but there's
It's
a
still a check.
possibility.
but yeah, but so yeah, thank you so much for helping as promised. Your rewards, of course.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a pleasure meeting you, Gloria.
It was nice to meet you too. I hope you enjoy at least your short time in Aura.
So far, it's
I,
been amazing.
that's great.
Uh, and
And
then,
there's like
well, I guess we'll go ahead and get a hold of Dave because we still have the what is it? Crafting center next.
yeah, there's a crafting center which is literally for making stuff like Pokeballs and like I'm not gonna really use them, but stuff like technically like coffins and stuff, like snacks for Pokemon and stuff like that. I'm gonna say snacks and stuff.
Question.
Fair.
Can I say that during our like time working on the farm and all that, I used Connie's heart honey gather ability for the day?
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
It takes you
Well,
over where people are crafting Pokeballs and stuff. And also where it seems some Pokemon food and stuff is being made as well.
this
Is there
is.
any?
I mean, we all used some Pokeballs before. Did you guys want me to make anything while we're here?
Um, I should be good. I saw some that you've made before. They're great quality.
Thank you.
Uh,
I'm pretty new to this kind of stuff, but comes pretty easy.
After what happened with me trying to catch Flare here, or wasting 2 Pokeballs, I kind of would need to replace those at some point.
Well, just as a reminder, I can make normal ones for 100 and great balls for 175. And that's just,
Uh,
materials.
you know what? I'll do 3 of the normal and 1 great.
All right, perfect. I go and I kind of purchase the ingredients to do so, and I get to crafting.
Sorry, I saw something funny. Apologies.
Oh, no, you're good.
But yeah. So as you're just crafting, you guys get to just spend some time seeing this crafting station, see how people work here. You find out that this is where a lot of the Pokeballs are crafted, and for the region, they have boxes to send out to Pokemarts and stuff like that.
You mentioned custom pipe
Awesome.
balls for like specialist trains. Are there any like they're going to Melody Town that might give us a hint towards something?
Um, Out of character, I haven't made one for Melody Town. If Melody Town's gonna give one yet, I
Hey, fair,
fully
no
understand.
worries. It is a random
Apologies.
thought. No, it's fine.
The
It was a random
Pokeballs
thought.
take some brain power.
It's fine. It was literally just a random thought.
Yeah, I was just more explaining why. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why I can't always guarantee, because yes, I'm throwing in these little Easter eggs for later, but everything's not super planned.
That's probably fine.
But yeah. You do see, this isn't for Melody, but you do see a Pokeball being crafted that has like a light green look to it with some darker green spots, almost like what you picture a generic Pokemon egg.
I'm kind of like taking notes like mentally while I'm creating the ones I'm making.
These ones seem to be going off to a place. If you see the actually, roll me a perception to see if you see an address. You manage to spot the address on the board.
So we each roll that.
Whoever's looking.
I'll look. Let me check
Okay,
what
I'll
my
look.
thing is. Perception is 4d6 for me.
I gave you a suggestion, Don.
13.
Yeah, that could work as an idea.
But the reason why I say that, the first option is significantly less. It's a lot more specific.
Yeah.
I may or may not have made a list of every single move that falls under those two categories. Do I know what learns it? What learns any of them? No. I just know the moves.
My
I
roll is
just have
nice.
a
You
list.
you do spot it, Weepin. You see these Pokeballs are going to a place called Gracedia Gardens.
Wait, I'm gonna pass around the rubies. We've heard that name before.
That's Dia's town.
Yeah.
Which makes sense from what you guys have heard about Dia. Why Pokeballs looking like eggs would make sense. You've heard a little bit about, and you might have seen in the book about the region, the Pokemon daycare is at Gracedia Gardens of the region.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting. Sort of note that in my memory area